and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice, too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-3122. 800-200-3122. That's 800-200-3122.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Right now, during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get up to 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500 models. 10 or 15% below MSRP depending on model. 10% below MSRP eligible trucks include Ram 2500 and 3500. 15% below MSRP eligible trucks include Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie and Ram 1500 Classic. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 11:30. Ram is a registered trademark.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, November 17th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from She Was Making It Up to chaos at the Grand Prix in Vegas and the sound of a rumbling volcano in Iceland. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Sabrina is out. Hello, C-Lane.
What's going on?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch this show on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, folks.
What happened?
You know, I checked the inbox, and there was a last-minute message today.
All right.
Don't even know why I look at that anymore, but here we are. A last-minute message from that fecal transplant guy. Here we go.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
We did it, everybody. We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. Here we are to celebrate and get you into the weekend. How you doing over there, C-Lane?
Not too bad now that I got everything, I think, connected.
You got it up and running? You're plugged in, ready to go?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, Sabrina hit us up this morning. She's not feeling well. Was feeling bad. Didn't get much sleep last night. Not going to make it through the day today. And, well, I shouldn't say it that way. She's going to survive through the day.
Will, yeah, she's on course to survive.
Yeah, not going to make it through the show today is what she said. So here we are, and you got to join us today. We're going to lean on you quite a bit with your dispatches. Go send those over at thenewsjunkie.com. Right now, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to some guys who are arguing on Piers Morgan's show. They're talking about Israel and Hamas and all of that good stuff, and things get weird. Here goes nothing.
Now you have Herzog, who is the president that you interviewed, saying that all Palestinians, they are responsible. This man is being more slippery. He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop. And that's the reality of the situation.
Did you really just say that? You know, you seem obsessed with Jewish sex. It's bizarre. Yesterday,
okay, what's happening here?
Ben Shapiro's wife.
Yes,
you actually you said to Ben Shapiro, your wife's a coward. Well, you're more of a man. Is that what you're trying to say?
All right.
Then you said that Jews have BDSM. You're speaking about sexual lubricants.
All right, how do we get to lubricant? We were just here to talk about war, folks. How do we get over to the lubricant side of things? That's something that will leave me scratching my head throughout the day today, I believe. Got the laptop back up and running there.
Oh, good.
We're good to go just as the clip ends. Perfect timing. So one of the things I'm wondering about is if we have any F1 racing fans out there who are hanging out with us today on the show. This is happening in Vegas right now, the Grand Prix. And this is a really big deal.
Has this happened? Has this been in Vegas before?
I don't know if it's been there before, but they spent a ton of money getting ready for this.
No, they spent a ton of money, and it's been like a giant annoyance for anybody who either lives in Vegas or is trying to visit Vegas and gives zero Fs about the Grand Prix. It's just in their way at all times. Like they've blocked off all of the great views in Vegas, like they're not even turning on the Bellagio fountains because there's just a big wall, because they've made every effort to make sure that if you haven't spent any money with them, you can't lay eyes on a Formula One car.
So you've seen this too, then, the people complaining about it, because you're right. The locals in Vegas
I haven't seen it as much as I had friends just come back from Vegas. They had gone up there, and Ed Sheeran was playing. And he canceled his show. Something went wrong, and they were like, "We can't put on the show like we're supposed to." So they rescheduled. So they just went up for the rescheduling, and they were like, "Anything that's not F1 is mayhem."
Right, it's pushed out right now. Blue Streak on YouTube says, I've watched F1 since the 90s. This Vegas race is so dumb. I don't know why, but people are very mad. Well, C-Lane's pointed out some of the reasons why. If you live in Vegas or work, oh my God, if you work in downtown Vegas right now, it's a nightmare. They've got fences everywhere. They got everything roped off. Why? Because they've roped it off to turn downtown into a racetrack. And it's a big racetrack at that. And then they forgot some things too, because here's what happens. If you're driving a car, let's say you're driving it very, very fast, and you drive over a manhole, you can drive over that manhole with such force that it actually sucks the manhole up into the air. It flies up into the air. And they didn't secure all of them. So one of these $1 million plus multi-million-dollar F1 race cars ended up hitting a manhole during the practice yesterday, and they had to shut everything down. So that's not even going well. Here it is. Sparks everywhere. This one's worse. Ready? Look at that. Hitting a manhole in one of these race cars. That'll do some damage to a very, very expensive vehicle. I don't get it. I'm not big into the racing world, but that's no surprise to you.
I only know a little bit about it because there was that that series on Netflix that was getting a lot of traction. I think maybe during COVID or maybe it was enough after COVID, but Ashley was starting to really get into it and wanting to watch F1, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I remember that being a big deal and that drawing a lot of new people in. This race cost $500 million. It's $500 million. And then I was seeing all these hotels, they were hoping for a huge crowd, and they're not getting what they wanted. They got like 50% capacity in some of these hotels. Or like the restaurants staffed up, they were ready to go. They thought people were going to come in and watch the F1 practice and trials and stuff. Nobody's showing up for it. I don't know why, but there's a big backlash here. And they said Formula One's Las Vegas Grand Prix was off to a brutal start last night as the first practice session of the $500 million race was suspended 9 minutes into the session because Carlos Sainz Jr. ran over a water valve cover and damaged his vehicle, which is obviously not good. This guy was pissed off about this.
So this is a dude's car that was the victim of this practice where we figured out that they didn't secure the manholes?
Yeah, they have to change.
I was wondering if, like, maybe for these test runs, they get, like, one of the not-so-expensive cars or, like, a league car to kind of run it through to make sure we're not, like, banging up all the people's cars that actually like spent a whole buttload of money on this.
Right, yeah. Can we have a practice car to make sure the manholes aren't popping off? We're not going to have any trouble with that. They didn't do that. They simply ran into it and discovered it that way.
Cool.
All of the bosses of the big teams from Mercedes to Ferrari were very upset about this. And they said, there were some other people saying, that's not a black eye. It's nothing. We are Thursday night. We have a free practice session, one that we're not doing. They're going to seal the drain covers, and nobody's going to talk about it tomorrow morning. So they're trying to push back on all of this.
Guess what we're doing tomorrow morning?
Yeah, right. They did this in Miami one time. They've done this in other cities. And the visuals, I have to admit, are really cool of these incredibly fast race cars zooming through downtown skylines and stuff. It looks cool, but it really upends absolutely everything out there. And some people are not thrilled about this. They said there's dwindling interest in the much-hyped race. Could be due to the uninteresting track or the lack of competition because the championship has already been won. And
uninteresting track. I'm sitting right here. Like, come on. It's Vegas. How can it be not interesting?
You got to be really into racing to think, I would watch this, but the track is not very...
wasn't so boring.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to understand that necessarily. So that's for somebody who's deeper in. Let us know if you're a big fan, and I see a lot of folks on chat who are fans of this, why there's so much opposition to this race and why it's falling flat when they invested $500 million in it. Nolan on YouTube says, it's not nobody showing up. It's those tickets are priced for Euro Saudi fans, not priced for the locals whatsoever. These races are very expensive to attend.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
What year was it? Or maybe it was recently where they had the one in Miami and people kept sending us the menu for if you're ordering, and the menu was for a lot of people. It reminded me of the menu if you were at an arena or somewhere that has where you have a box, where or a sporting event where you have a box where you don't just order one beer, you order like a 6 or 12 pack, or you don't just order a cocktail, you order a bottle with mixers, and like the actual food and stuff there, even though it was for a group, was outrageous.
Yeah, it was outrageous, and it was like the most basic stuff. A shrimp cocktail for like $495 and just, whatever the prices were, just absolutely outrageous. And I haven't done anything to fix that. Over on YouTube, Never Solo says $500 million for the homeless would be great. Hey, they wanted to spend it on the race cars, friends, so that's what they did. And we'll see what happens as that race continues throughout this weekend.
Oh, I found it. Let's go here. The watermelon and tomato salad that serves 4 people, $250.
Ooh, pretty simple for $250.
Maine lobster rolls, $450. Chilled prawn, that's the shrimp cocktail you were talking about. U5 chilled prawn, $500.
People pay it. There's so much money at these things. They just toss it around. Real quick, I want to welcome in some new Secret Show subscribers who are enjoying the uncensored shows. Hoth Scream, thank you for subscribing. And D. Morton 19, thank you for subscribing to Secret Shows. You, too, can hear us say all sorts of filthy words, and you can have more content from the show when we're not here live. Go subscribe over on thenewsjunkie.com. Use promo code 1week, all one word, and that will give you your first week free so you can dive into the world of Secret Shows. All right, we got a big Friday for you. Our friend Moses DeWitt's coming in at some point in time, and we have a lot to get to today. So when we come back, we'll talk about Thanksgiving being canceled. It's over with, folks. Pack it up. We're ready to go. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Introducing the latest way to hear the greatest station in the world. Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1. You're welcome, iPhone users.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And if you're behind the wheel on the major highways and roads of Orlando, some delays like your usual. That's I-4 eastbound approaching the Central Florida Parkway from Osceola Parkway, as well as eastbound approaching Grove Drive. But right now there is an incident reported at Land Street westbound. That's at OBT, and also Silver Star Road near Pine Hills at Willow Bend. So careful there, but thankfully the turnpike is clear and so is the Greenway. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. A better career, bigger house, faster car. But have you thought maybe you're just hungry? Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get and just as easy to cook up. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Sure, they're not the keys to a new sports car, but Fresh from Florida recipes are a satisfying, tastier kind of success. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The holiday season should remind us that faith and family are the most important things in life. And we hope that you succeed in coming together with those you love this holiday season. Holidays have this magical power to magnify small things to ever greater memories over time. Happy holidays.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
It's
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, OrlandoNissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently, there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Treat your taste buds to the King's Hawaiian Pork and Slaw Sandwich, back for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. With slow-smoked pulled pork, melted pepper jack, and sweet and tangy slaw on a toasted King's Hawaiian bun. Enjoy one today with our new Tropical Cherry Limeade, a refreshing blend of sweet cherry and pineapple flavors with a squeeze of fresh lime. Only at Firehouse Subs. Beverage is artificially flavored. Participating U.S. locations.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts. Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. CREDIT. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Just a moment. First, I want to yell at TMZ real quick, if you don't mind, because a guy who seems to be a very nice dude, and I feel so bad for him today, obviously. Dana Carvey, who you know from Saturday Night Live, he was on for years and years. Did a lot of movies, some of them very bad movies, maybe a couple of them good.
Turtle.
Oh,
the Turtle
God.
Club. Got to be turtly.
That's a rough one. Never been a fan of that, but maybe they're out there somewhere.
I think years ago we had Today I learned about that movie was that like when they were all said and done, the movie was too short to be a feature film, so they made the credits super long.
Just slowed him down.
Turtle, the turtle, turtley.
Well, his son Dex died, and his son was only in his 30s, and Dana Carvey let loose on TMZ, and I totally agree with him because they're a bunch of vampires over at TMZ. And in case you don't know how it works, TMZ stands for 30 Mile Zone, and it's about the 30-mile area of Los Angeles where all these celebrities live. And they cover deaths more than anything else out there. And how do they always know first? Well, they built up a payroll, essentially, of people who work in emergency services, be it the police or ambulance workers, people who work at the hospitals in the Los Angeles area, people who work in some capacity where they would know if a celebrity was sick or going to the hospital or maybe dying. And they pay these people. They pay them money like absolute vultures. They pay them money to tell them when a celebrity has died, sometimes before the celebrity's family is informed that their loved one has died. And they run these stories because that's what most of their traffic ends up coming from, or a significant amount of it at the very least. And Dana Carvey was just like, you blood-sucking vampires, you monsters. And he went off on TMZ for them launching out with the story about his son dying and not really caring much about, the people that are involved in this. And it's like, I get it. If a celebrity dies, is it news? Yes, it's news. But should you be considerate? Yes, hell yes, you should be considerate. Because if you're not, there are people who may not have known that their loved one has died. I've heard so many stories. Celebrities will tell these stories where they go, I woke up and I flip over to TMZ and I see that my best friend's dead, or I see that my cousin's dead. And they did not know before this. It's absolutely, as Gunny says on YouTube, scum. It's terrible, terrible, terrible behavior. It's non-journalistic behavior. It's not how these things should be going. And I do believe that Dana Carvey is right to be pissed off about it. I mean,
it's not just death that you could be mad at that for. Like you could have like really good news, and then you want to tell people, and then the people just blurt it all over the radio, like a bunch of animals.
This feels targeted. This feels like a baby announcement.
So I was worried that you might not pick up on that.
No, I'm hearing you loud and clear. I got that message. I already apologized for this. All right, we got to move on. You can't use this every single time against me. It's not a weapon right now.
Oh, it's only been 3 weeks. Shut up.
All right, we're still in the window.
2 of those I wasn't even here.
Yeah, true. You didn't get to use it that much then. So anyways, he posted, Dana Carvey did, Dex and me working together, and he posted a photo on his Twitter of him and his son on a project that they worked on together. And you feel for the guy. And any parent who has to bury a child, it's something that you wouldn't wish on anybody, your worst enemies, right? You wouldn't wish it on the worst people out there. And TMZ, all too eager to get the clicks and the page views and all of this, just runs 8,000 miles an hour and pays people off and gets the info. Arnott says it's like somebody announcing a birth on the radio. C-Lane beat you to it, okay? He already utilized this. Shots are already fired right now. Thanksgiving is coming up, friends, and I couldn't be more excited for it. I'm not going to be like C-Lane and just rush to Christmas. No.
Well, no. I'm not skipping Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're already decorated for Christmas.
Sure, but we're going to have Thanksgiving. We're going to enjoy the Christmas decorations for 2 holidays.
Did you say that you were doing the Italian Thanksgiving this year, or was that we were just talking about something else?
I did Italian Christmas a couple years ago.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, there is no Italian Thanksgiving. What am I talking about? I don't think that's a thing. Unless maybe they switch it up for that. Italians just eat Italian food
we are the Pilgrims. We meet the Indians. We have a good Thanksgiving.
Well, one thing I'm excited for, and I know that there's some people who are crapping on this, but I am excited. There's a movie that's released this weekend, and it's called Thanksgiving, and it's from Eli Roth, who
is this the one that's the Thanksgiving horror movie?
Yes, yeah.
I saw that. I didn't pay attention to the whole thing, but I saw that there was a trailer, and it was like this, this holiday season, Thanksgiving, and I was like, a Thanksgiving slasher movie. That's
Thanksgiving
different.
slasher, and not even just that. The killer utilizes all sorts of things from Thanksgiving to kill the people. So I kid you not, C-Lane, there's a scene where he comes up behind one guy and he has 2 giant, those little corn cob holders, the things that you poke into the end, and he pokes into the sides of the guy's head, and the guy's head blows up, and he's using like all sorts of Thanksgiving tools to kill all of the people who die in this slasher movie.
Somebody choke on the wishbone?
No, I'm sure. I haven't seen the film yet, but I've seen the trailer, and it's all that kind of stuff. So I would not be surprised if that was in there. It looks so fun to me. I know that some people are crapping on this already, but I love the idea of switching it up for Thanksgiving. And I've even bitched before, Adam Sandler style, I guess, that there's not a lot of Thanksgiving stuff out there. There's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies. You got your Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Is that a Thanksgiving movie? And I think that's one, right?
I don't know. I feel like most of the movies that involve Thanksgiving are Christmas movies. Because you have your movie that's set in the Christmas season. Thanksgiving is the beginning of the Christmas season.
True, yeah. So there's a lot of overlap there. That does make sense.
For example, classic Christmas film that we all grew up on, The Santa Claus.
Yeah,
with Tim Allen. I think in the first opening scenes, they're doing Thanksgiving and Tim Allen burns the turkey and they end up having to go to Denny's. But
yeah, that's a side item. I want the whole movie to be about Thanksgiving.
Well, here you go.
Yeah, this is it. That's why I'm excited about it. Christina,
but then it would have to start with Halloween.
Christina, who's a big horror film buff, says it was fantastic. Like, it was really good, she says. And I love the way this looks. I think it's an exciting, interesting idea. And it's in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's like, there's Black Friday tie-ins. They're doing all of this stuff. Very much like Scream-esque. I feel some of those vibes from it. But none of this may matter because Martha Stewart is canceling Thanksgiving to begin with.
Wow.
Yeah, she said she's out. She's turkeyed out. She's canceling her Thanksgiving dinner. She's not going to do it. I gave up Thanksgiving. I canceled, she said. She's 82 years old. She shouldn't be bothering with cooking all the stuff for a damn Thanksgiving meal. Of course, she probably has staff to do that. 9 guests canceled because somebody got sick.
She had somebody that tipped her off that the popularity of Thanksgiving was going down, so she unfairly canceled it ahead of time so that she wouldn't lose out.
All right. Well, she's known to get the info early, right? She said, I called up my chef friend, and I said, we're not doing Thanksgiving this year. She is canceling it. What a weird
stretch for an insider trading joke, right?
Yeah, it still works, though. I believe in it. We're going to go to you in just a moment. Your dispatches are rolling in. You can send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. And we got some people talking about that movie. We'll get to that in a moment. But also this F1 thing going on in Vegas. Mr. Mike has a dispatch about that.
Happy Friday, junkies. Hey,
Saturday,
my
Sunday.
boss just flew back Tuesday night from Vegas from a conference. And the cabs are tagging on $20 for the race.
Damn.
Whether you go into anything race related or not, it's an extra $20, which is probably more than your fare would have been to begin with.
Man,
it's ridiculous. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
That really does suck for all the people who are just trying to work and just exist in Las Vegas. And everything changes.
I think a lot of the people that work there or work at the casinos are having to be like bussed in. Or something. Is that not something?
What a pain in the ass. I would hate that if that was happening here. And they've done this in many other cities, but right now, people in Vegas are not thrilled about it. Here's the Brown Pony talking about the Thanksgiving movie.
So for the people crapping on the Thanksgiving movie, if you remember a while back, Quentin Tarantino and I think Paul Rodriguez is his name, they did a Grindhouse movie where one was Planet Terror, and then there was an intermission, and then the next one was Death Proof. Well, in the intermission, there were movie previews, and a few of them were, fake. They weren't actual movies.
Right.
One of those was the movie for Thanksgiving. So if you watch that trailer, you'll totally be in because it's hilarious to watch. So I'm assuming some people didn't see that back in the day, and they're just thinking this is like a really cheesy movie, but it's kind of on purpose.
Right.
And that trailer from back then is hilarious, so check it out.
Yeah, and Eli Roth did that trailer. He made a trailer for a fake movie called Thanksgiving that was a slasher movie, and then he just said, hey, what if we really made it? And he's got that kind of pull.
Isn't that how Machete came around, too?
Is it? I don't know. I've never seen that still.
Because that story, like that idea of having a fake trailer and people going, wait a second, we'd really like to see this movie. That like it's sounding familiar. It's gonna be that deja vu feeling, but I feel like it was a Machete thing too.
They may have done it for that too, but that's what they did with this with Eli Roth. Let's do one more real quick. Here's the Saltpeter talking about the end.
They do say that things come in threes, so I think the end is near.
Uh-oh.
There's a holy war going on in the Middle East.
True.
Martha Stewart cancels Thanksgiving and Snoop Dogg stops smoking weed.
What is happening out there?
What the wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Scared me a little bit.
There goes my BPMs for a little bit.
Minor heart attack, but thank you for hitting the brakes on that. Yeah, something's out there in the air. Something's going on. I don't understand it. I've heard a lot of theories on why Snoop Dogg is stopping with the weed, but haven't found out what's real yet. Maybe he's really just trying to turn over a new leaf, or
maybe Willie Nelson style, he's going to different ways of ingesting the marijuana.
All edibles all the time. We want to hear from you. Now's your time to go over and get your voice on the show. Don't be scared. Come on out of the woodwork. If you've been listening for a while, or if today's your first day, Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now.
Pizza Peisenberg texted me and reminded me of something that about Dana Carvey. And
you haven't blocked him yet?
And no. No, he's a nice guy. No, about the Turtle movie.
Yeah.
And I guess he told the story on a podcast that when 9/11 happened, they were filming that movie. Mm-hmm. And when they all found out that like the planes hit the towers, Dana Carvey was in full turtle costume and makeup. And like as the leader of, as
folks gather around,
as the star of this movie, Turtle Carvey is like encouraging everyone to have a prayer and moment of silence while he's dressed like this stupid turtle.
God almighty. All right. Quick break. When we come back, somebody just got really, really rich. Who is it? You probably weren't expecting this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We have been waking up to passing showers this morning, but the good news is rain coverage decreasing by this afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies expected with highs in the 70s. We have a beautiful and dry weekend ahead, and looking ahead to your Thanksgiving forecast, a front moves through Tuesday into Wednesday, but as of right now, skies do remain dry for your Thanksgiving holiday. Always remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
This Friday and Saturday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all sweaters for the family. Grab this season's must-have sweaters, all for 50% off. But hurry, it's only this Friday and Saturday at Old Navy. Valid 11/17 and 18, excludes clearance.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Tis the season of holiday gatherings. Light up everyone with a box of a dozen Dunkin' Donuts. From sprinkled and powdered to frosting galore, you'll have everyone's fave in one festive box, including yours. Save time and order ahead in the app. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The holiday season should remind us that faith and family are the most important things in life. And we hope that you succeed in coming together with those you love this holiday season. Holidays have this magical power to magnify small things to ever greater memories over time. Happy holidays.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. The response we have received for Life Imaging FLA has been incredible. But for about every 10 free heart scans, they do have a few folks that seem to be a little afraid of early detection when it comes to their health. But here's the thing. Early detection is not something to be feared. It's actually your ally in the fight against health issues. Just think about it. Catching that problem early on means more treatment options and better chances of successful outcomes. It actually allows you to take control of your health and potentially prevent more serious complications down the line. So So let's start thinking differently about our long-term health care. Let Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan give you a better idea of how you're doing right now. Get that free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA. It's a $699 value. And by the way, while you're there, make sure you ask about their cancer screening as well. And this could not be easier. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. Book that appointment and have a better idea of your long-term health care starting today.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word music to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's music to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551. Text the word music to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY, lifelock.com, promo code CLAY.
Wherever you are in life, Rasmussen University offers the flexibility and support you need to earn your associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree on campus or online nationally at any time. Start now at rasmussen.edu.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
X marks the spot. At Real Radio 1041 on X.
Yeah, no one calls it that.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
.com and send us one. And I saw this place, which honestly, I'm just going to be real with you, I've heard is really overrated and not as good as people say, but I'm still going to have an open mind and try it out. Whenever they come to town, people go nuts. They're like, wow, we got one now in our city, and it's Raising Cane's. And Raising Cane's is the simplest restaurant on planet Earth. I believe it's just
a nugget restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's just chicken tenders and fries, I think. They don't have like a lot of variety of stuff. They keep it simple, which honestly is a great business model. And sometimes going crazy and just being out there works. Like Cheesecake Factory can have 1 million pages on a menu and it just works somehow. But often, like In-N-Out Burger or something, you keep it simple and just do a great job at what you're doing. And now they say, as of this week, the owner of Raising Cane's is worth $7.6 billion. All
right, so
on the backs of this.
Done good at the cane raising.
Not too bad, man. He maintains an ownership interest of almost 90% in the closely held business, and that's $7.6 billion. They're a growing player in the popular chicken category, and they have 750 locations worldwide.
My gosh, this has got to be the simplest kitchen in existence.
There's not much to it, right? And that's why they could just pop one up. Here's the restaurant.
They have chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, and Texas toast. Those are the things that need to be heated.
Right.
Then there's coleslaw,
sides,
and cane sauce. And then I'm seeing there is a sandwich, so they have the toasted bun and lettuce. But like, wow. And then
but
there's
it's the
just
same
a
stuff, I think, right?
couple- there's no other protein except the chicken fingers.
That's brilliant. Then you could teach people how to make a couple of things, and then your employees are all ready to go.
The only thing about that is don't come out of the kitchen at Raising Cane's expecting to get some high-level, sous chef kind of job. Because you, my friend, are not a chef. You are a preparer of one thing.
Very true. Somebody said he's now on the billionaires list at number 207. So the 207th most wealthy man on
that
a
many
wealthy
billionaires?
person. There's a lot of them. We're not on there yet. We haven't made our way up there, but Raising Cane's has done it with these damn chicken nuggies.
Do we have any trillionaires, like singular trillion? I don't think we do. That's
Not
a lot
yet.
of billions.
No, I'm working on it, though, step by step. I must say, have a really long way to go. But I'm marching in that direction.
Do you
just trying
realize
to get there.
that if you were a trillionaire, you could just toss me like $50 million and it's not even a scratch?
No, it wouldn't bother me. And I would do that for you. I would,
No, thank
honestly.
you.
Yeah, I promise you, right here and right now on the show, when I become a trillionaire, I will give you $50 million.
Awesome.
But if I only have $999 billion, nothing.
Now I'm kind of regretting aiming so low.
And I may just retire at $999 billion. Just
Nobody give me another cent.
Stop.
I don't
All
want to pay.
incoming
I don't
revenue.
want to pay C-Lane. That asshole.
I want to toss something out to all the teachers who I know listen to the show. And there's something that's going viral today across social media.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
It's a
this?
person who decided after 11 years of teaching, they decided to quit their job as a teacher. And she actually took up a job at Costco. And she says she's never been happier, this woman. Janelle Sherman is her name. She said when she was teaching, there was just too much that she had to overcome. And she said the 5 worst parts of it are what really drove her to quit the job and say, I can't teach anymore. We need to learn from this. All right, friends? We need to learn from this. You know why? Because if we don't have good teachers in the school and we don't have teachers who are doing a great job, we're not going to have kids who are learning enough from them. And then all the society becomes filled up with losers who aren't capable of pushing us forward any longer. And this teacher says, number one was that the job never ends. That's what she said was the first thing that really, truly bothered her. She said, if you think teachers have a cushy schedule because they technically work 8 to 3:30 p.m., then and then leave and they have both evenings in the summer off, you're wrong. The job never ends.
The 8 to 3:30, they go home and they have to grade papers and do lesson plans. You have, not only do you have to do the lesson plan, a lot of them have to get their lesson plans approved by a principal or by some of their higher up.
Right.
So it's not like it just cuts off and they go home and roll a fatty.
Right, just sit on the couch and watch some Netflix or something. She says the job never ends, honestly. Every day you have to spend so much time after school preparing for the next day, and there's always extra things you need to be doing. I would typically be at school for 10 to 12 hours a day, and then do 20 hours of work per week outside of my contracted hours just to stay on top of things. The second thing was she didn't feel supported, and I have heard that over and over and over from teachers who say that the administration at these schools doesn't make them feel supported. And it's not shocking to me to hear that. After we hear that this 8-year-old kid, the administration at his school, the kid who shot his teacher in the classroom, they let that teacher down all the way down the line when people were saying, hey, I think this kid has a gun. I think he's got a gun in his backpack. I think he's got a gun in his pocket. And nobody did anything about it. And why would the teachers feel supported? There's too many schools where they're not. She said, I didn't feel safe as well. That's another thing the teachers are thinking of with school shootings and whatnot. Number 4, she said, I resented the concept of focus on the outcome versus the income. And they said, society tells teachers you're making a difference. It doesn't matter that you can barely make ends meet. This is your passion. She didn't like that. And finally, she said, parents and politicians' backseat driving was exhausting. And I could imagine it would be. Imagine your job was like that. You had all the time parents second guessing what you were doing and politicians trying to legislate new hoops that you have to jump through to get the job done.
Yeah, I had a science teacher that was like, I didn't have a very good grade in this class. Mm-hmm. And so my mom wanted to know why, apparently. And after a while, it was like he would get on my case to not have to hear from my mom.
Right.
Like, he was very vocal about it too. He was like, Chris, Mr. Lane, are you paying attention? I don't want to hear from your mother again.
Right. Yeah, mom got the job done. That's what she was getting at right there. But these teachers are dropping out. We need them. We need great teachers. We need to make sure they're well compensated. We need to make sure we weed out the bad ones and elevate the good ones and use them as a model for future teachers down the road. But so many of them are feeling like this, and they're going, screw this. I'll go work at Costco, make more money, get better benefits. Why wouldn't I do this? Let's hear from you. You can send us some dispatches. We got people chiming in on basically everything we've been talking about today, and that's fine. You can send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. Here's Surf Local Kill Yuppies with the dispatch about canes, raisin canes, that is.
All right, here's a tip for you guys. You get the Texas toast, ask for it to be buttered on both sides. Then you get the chicken, throw it on the Texas toast like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Make sure you get 3 sides of that special sauce. Throw that on there too. Enjoy.
My guy.
Wiggle, pop, pop.
I've never tried it before, and that sounds delicious. It sounds like it's going to give me a heart attack, but I'm willing to go through it and give it a shot. Thank you for the tip. Here's Synth Solution talking about some other stuff.
Hey, Junkies, happy Friday. I'm hearing the Raising Cane story, and hearing it, it's really nothing new and nothing to brag about. It just sounds like it's another Zaxby's or Huey Magoo's.
There's a lot of competition in that world, man. We got the, it's aptly named the Cock Block here in town because there's so many
whole
chicken
block
places.
of chicken restaurants, yes.
Right, yes, as in Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. And it's funny because there's so many that some of them are dead. Like Guy Fieri, or Fieri, however you'd like to say it, came into town and he opened up a chicken guy. And I swear, every time I drive past that place, I'm like, are they open? Is there anybody even in there? And it's dead. And then you dare drive past a Chick-fil-A and people around the block ready to go for that one. But I know that when this Raising Cane's place opened, there was like an hour-long wait to try to get that stuff, to try it out for the first time.
See,
Obviously,
I don't get how you can have a restaurant that serves 3 things and still have an hour-long wait.
It should be fast.
Shouldn't you just be churning and burning these tendies?
Yeah, they're chicken nuggies, man. They should be firing those out the window out of a cannon. Next, and just ringing you up. They get it over time. Here's Arrogans with a dispatch. Hello?
Sean,
hey.
if you want to check out a good Thanksgiving Day movie, check out House of Yes. It's a dark comedy with Freddie Prinze Jr., Parker Posey. It's about 2 incest twins that are reunited with his new fiance. It's really good.
All right, you had me until incest, and then you lost me a little bit. I don't know. That's interesting, I guess. A new plot. I haven't heard of that before. Maybe I'll put it on the list. Meanwhile, one more on this. Here's Twink Lettitz with a dispatch.
Hello, Junkies.
Hey.
You're talking about Thanksgiving, lack of Thanksgiving movies, and that is true. However, there are a lot of classic Thanksgiving TV shows. Like Friends has a classic one. WKRP has one, even though it's on Apple TV right now. But you have to buy it or something. Anyway, but there are a lot of shows that have them. Simpsons' first ever Thanksgiving episode was a good one. So there's that.
All right.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Right
Twink
back
Lettitz
at you,
out.
friend. There you go. And one thing that I would love to see someday, there's something that's been going on out there for a little while that I'm super interested in. Have you heard of this experiment that they've been doing, C-Lane, where they take over a restaurant? And I think the last one that I saw that Courtney pointed out to me was Friendly's or something. And so these chefs take over the restaurant.
I don't think I've been to a Friendly's in a long time.
Same. I'll figure out during the break which one it was. But it was a restaurant like a Friendly's, and these chefs take it over, and they do the same exact food that's on the menu at Friendly's, but they do an incredibly fancy version of it. And they're open for only a short time, like a pop-up restaurant.
All right.
And so they would say they take over Denny's. They take over a Denny's, and then for 3 days, the Denny's is serving incredibly elegant versions of all of the dishes that they had on the menu. And that, or a place where you could get like...
Enjoy moons over my hammy.
If Babish opened up a restaurant where they sold things like the Moist Maker around Thanksgiving, they sold stuff from TV shows and movies and all the specialty foods, I would go there in a second. I would absolutely do that.
I'm surprised Babish hasn't tried to pair up with somebody to do a pop-up. I don't know that he's I think he would admit this. I don't know that he's got the chops to cook in a restaurant kitchen.
Right.
To do service.
Yeah, a lot of the chef guys who have YouTube channels are, not up to that level, I think.
It's just the time management, really, that's going to get you if you're trying to do this for the first time.
That's what's holding me back, too. It's the time management part. Yep. Otherwise, I would be whipping up some spatchcocked chickens, and I can't even pretend like I know about food. I don't even know the words
to
pretend.
How do you spatchcock it, Sean?
You squish it, right? They just squish it down. You take the turkey. You
got to do something before you squish it.
You got to break some bones.
That's part of the squishing it part.
Oh,
you got to cut out some bones.
Oh, you cut out some bones and you squish it flat, and then it's like all flat and laid out. I know this.
All spread eagle.
I know what I'm doing here.
Turkey.
All right. When we come back, we're going to hear from you. And a lot of people are sending us their audio dispatches and some video dispatches. Somebody says this is their neighbor's Thanksgiving decorations in their yard. And it's a turkey over Santa Claus. And it says, wait your turn, fat boy.
Nice.
Because people are jumping to Christmas before Thanksgiving is even over. Thank you for that photo dispatch. You can join in on the fun today and send us one. Either in the app or on the website. If you have a microphone on your phone, which you do, or your laptop or whatever you're on right now, then you're set and ready to go. So let's get this done. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, do we have any time? No, we don't have enough time to do this. We are going to have to take a quick break. When we return, though, I want to get to something that's been happening in rage rooms across the country. You know what a rage room is, right, Sealand?
That's where you go and you break stuff.
Yeah, you break a bunch of stuff.
Style.
You pay money, they put on some music, and you just start smashing things in there to get out all your inner rage. Well, the owners of these places have noticed that people are taken to doing something very unexpected in these rage rooms, and it's happening a lot. What is it? You're not going to be able to guess this one, but it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
holiday magic
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
What's going on? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday, and if you're behind the wheel on the major highways and roads of Orlando, some delays you should know about. Of course, your usual I-4 eastbound approaching World Drive and also approaching Central Florida Parkway from Osceola Parkway, but right now there is also an incident eastbound on Alafaya Trail that's at Tuscaloosa Road. Looks like we're clear, however, on the Turnpike north and southbound as well as the Greenway, and no issues on the 408. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Right now, all your crafted to crave favorites are only $3 for a 16-ounce and $4 for a 24-ounce. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, big shout out and congratulations to Fred out of Eustis. He is a listener of the show. Thank you, Fred. He was ready to upgrade his driving situation. He went down in Nation's Trucks yesterday, and he left in his very own 2022 Ram 3500 Cummins diesel dually 4x4. And you can do the same. You can start driving the truck that you deserve and do it this weekend. Make that upgrade, be it Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC. Nation's Trucks has got them all and more. And with approved credit, you're not going to make any payments on that truck for 90 days. You don't start paying until next year. So check out their inventory right now. You can do it online. Visit nationstrucks.com or go down and see those amazing, those badass lifted trucks in person. Go head over to Sanford 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard. Let them know C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
Are you looking for a furry friend to keep you company this holiday season? Do you want to support a good cause and help animals in need? Then check out Paws and Claws Saturday, December 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Greenwood Lakes Park. This pet adoption event is hosted by Seminole County Animal Services and will feature rescue groups, pet vendors, food trucks, animal demonstrations, and more. You can meet and greet hundreds of adorable dogs and cats of all shapes and sizes and find your perfect match. Plus, you can get your picture taken with Santa Claus and your new best friend. Don't miss this chance to make a difference in the lives of animals and yourself. Come to Paws and Claws on Saturday, December 2nd and bring home some love for the holidays. Get more info at realradio.fm/events.
I like to cook on the Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up to teach you all the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee. So it's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them out on Instagram or just go to their website, Wassey'sMeatMarket.com. In Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey'sMeatMarket.com.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Treat your taste buds to the King's Hawaiian Pork and Slaw Sandwich, back for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. With slow-smoked pulled pork, melted pepper jack, and sweet and tangy slaw on a toasted King's Hawaiian bun. Enjoy one today with our new Tropical Cherry Limeade, a refreshing blend of sweet cherry and pineapple flavors with a squeeze of fresh lime. Only at Firehouse Subs. Beverages artificially flavored. Participating U.S. locations.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The holiday season should remind us that faith and family are the most important things in life. And we hope that you succeed in coming together with those you love this holiday season. Holidays have this magical power to magnify small things to ever greater memories over time. Happy holidays.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
One of the most influential metal bands of all time. For the fans, for the brothers, for legacy. Pantera. February 5th, Emily Arena. With special guest, Lamb of God. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Pantera. Live in concert.
Look better. You know what they can do? Get rid of those single pane aluminum frame windows and get you double insulated vinyl windows. That'll save you money, make your AC work less, make your house look better and feel better. And I tell you, man, they can do it for you fast. Their showroom, easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out the windows that you love, have them installed by their pros, and your house will never, ever be the same. And they can even do that for you in the door as well. Book your consultation today easily at FASWD.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Real Radio 104.1.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the news.
But I'm feeling a little scared now. It's the most intense. Back at HQ, we're running a promo for this concert that's coming up. It's like the most intense promo I've ever heard in my life. Just people like screaming all kinds of metal songs and stuff, which they sounded great. Pantera, I think, was one of them, right? Nice. I mean, that's great, but it was aggressive. It's like screaming at us. And now I'm frightened. I'll just stand in the very back of this show and have some drinks and watch what's going on. Or dance around at it like Ace Ventura does when he goes to the Cannibal Corpse concert, That might work, too. Hey, this thing that I was telling you about, Celine, before we get into this Rage Room story, this thing that I was telling you about, the restaurant the concept, is even better than I laid out.
All right.
And Courtney sent this to me. It's by, of all people, right? This restaurant idea, it's like a pop-up place. Of all people, it's by BJ Novak from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one who's behind this. And I'm looking at it now.
Ryan.
It's called Chain. Ryan started the fire and Chain, I guess. And here's what it says in this story I'm looking at from Future Party. It says, the future, Chain, the pop-up restaurant concept from actor BJ Novak and world-renowned chef Tim Hollingsworth, has planted its flag in L.A. with a semi-permanent home and is making the memory of places like TGI Fridays and Olive Garden cool again. They got a big wait list and high prices, they say, but it's all about familiar flavors. It says, starting as pop-ups around L.A., the restaurant has settled into a semi-permanent eatery, a rented home that includes indoor and outdoor seating for 50 people. The chain has a rotating menu of elevated versions of chain classics like Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme, Chili's Southwestern Egg Rolls, and Outback Steakhouse's Bloomin' Onion. So it's all of these, like, the really basic stuff you grew up on from these chain restaurants done in a super fancy way, elevated. And strangely enough, it says the chain's logo was designed by John Mayer.
Okay.
He's
Interesting.
I didn't know he was in the business of making logos, but John Mayer made the logo for this place. It sounds fun. I would definitely try that place out.
I feel like I saw something about this recently, and I can't remember if there was somebody representing Chain that went on Fallon, or if I was just seeing like somebody's post that had some of the other Chain stuff in it.
Yeah, I would love to try it.
There was somebody on Fallon recently that was like elevating common things, and they turned something into a burger martini, which sounded disgusting, and then they tasted it and they were like, "Huh, it's weirdly not as terrible as I thought it would be."
Noble Roman on Twitch says, how the F do you make a fried onion fancy? Not sure, but they've done it over there. They've elevated the Bloomin' Onion, taking it to the next level. Before we go to your comments, your dispatches sent over from the newsjunkie.com, there's a story out that really has me scratching my head today. And this is about these rage rooms. I've never been to one. I would go to one. It sounds kind of cool. You just go in these rooms. There's a bunch of old electronics and stuff. They let you loose and let you break a bunch of stuff while they play some Rage Against the Machine or that promo for the metal concert that we just heard. And you rage out as you hear it, right? And they say owners and managers of rage rooms across the U.S. are warning that a growing number of customers are engaging in sexual acts within the confines of their facilities.
Oh, they're rage effing?
Yes, they are. They say rage rooms are spaces where guests can spend time in a private room, smashing various items such as plates, televisions, radios, tables, and more.
Or just smashing.
Just smashing, and that's what they're doing. Customers often come for bachelorette parties or date nights, and they wear protective gear, yada, yada. And he said every once in a while, people do get a little handsy. I've had some customers lay down together in a room filled with broken glass, so there's a danger aspect to it. And a bunch of these places have said they've seen couples get all excited and just start having sex, stripping down to their underwear and just going at it inside these rage rooms, which we've got a problem, folks. What's happening in our society out there? This is where we're at? We're banging in rage rooms? I mean, you do you, but if I have a baby conceived that way, it's going to be a strange one. I don't know if it's going to come out right.
It might be an angry baby.
It might be. There could be a problem there. We're going to go to some dispatches to see what's going on and test the waters out there, including this one. Here's an ex-teacher who is joining us on the show. Greeky McPeta Pants. Hello, and thanks for your dispatch. Hello?
My wife was a teacher for 17 years. She quit about a year and a half ago, was staying home for a while, and finally went back to work. And the first thing she said when she started looking for a job was, I just want something that I can go to work and come home.
Imagine that.
She ended up finding a job like that. Pay was about the same, which means she'll bring home more money because she won't have to pay for classroom stuff, and better benefits. So, yeah, I can understand why
I don't blame him at
no one
all.
wants to be a teacher anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't blame them. We've heard from so many teachers on this show, and time after time after time, they express to us frustration about not feeling supported. So imagine this. Imagine you decide you're going to, because you feel like it's a good thing to do and you're excited about it, be a teacher. And you're going to, let's say, worst case scenario, you're going to teach 8th grade. And you go into your 8th grade classroom and you try to put as much into it as you can, come up with some great creative lesson plans. Then the kids flood into the classroom. The kids aren't paying any attention at all. They're all doing their own thing, screwing around on their phones and stuff. And then kids start to act up and you tell them not to do it. There's a disturbance. Maybe somebody throws a desk or something. You call the administrators in and they go, all right, we'll take care of it. And nothing is done. And they just go right back into the classroom and they know now there's no punishment and they disturb class over and over again. At some point, you're going to want to stop trying. At some point, you're going to say, God, I want a job where I feel like I could just clock in, do the work, and clock out. And that's why that teacher, who may have been a great one, is working at Costco right now instead of working in a classroom. That's why that's happening. I think that this is something that we can fix and we should fix, but nobody's really focused on how to fix it just yet. They say, and we're both in this predicament right now, C-Lane, loneliness is as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
You're lonely?
Well, you're alone in your studio.
You're alone in your studio?
And I'm alone in my studio over here. It's just, this is where we are right now. This is how it goes. Nobody around there. I don't see anybody. Anybody working in that building today?
Nobody's in that room.
You know how they get on the weekends.
Where's Larry? Is Larry out there?
At iHeartRadio on the weekends, everybody goes, work? We're not doing that. Is Larry out there?
Yeah,
or no?
he's out there.
Okay, we got one. We got one person
There
on
must be free
board.
food somewhere. That's why.
he does love that. BDMX Con says, teachers who are free between 11 to 3 might not be the sample group you think it is. Well, we do have a water bottle vodka teacher, and, and he seems like a great teacher. to me.
Teachers listen to podcasts,
That's true. Yes, they do. There's tons of them that listen to the show. Randall on YouTube says, these public schools have turned into battle zones. Nobody is leaving over money. It's over work conditions. That's all I've heard. I haven't heard anybody say, I've heard them say, and by the way, I'm not getting paid as much, right? And by the way, on top of all these other actual complaints that I had, I'm not getting paid nearly as much. But back to our loneliness. The World Health Organization has declared loneliness a pressing health threat, C-Lane. And they said with risks as deadly as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day, this transcends borders and is becoming a global public health concern affecting every facet of health, well-being, and development, they said.
Could you even out the score? So you're lonely in there, you're all by yourself in your big studio. But if Courtney came and hung out with you, or would you be allowed to smoke 15 cigarettes? I
think so. That's how I'm operating my life at the very least. Yeah.
It's a quid pro quo almost.
Yeah, whether or not I'm supposed to, that's how I'm operating my life. Do a lot of things like that. She was trying this morning her damnedest to try to get us to take the day off.
Oh, really?
She was.
I did. I was at home and the baby was being a little loud, And Ashley has plans to go out to lunch and bring the baby with her. And I think this is the first time she's bringing the baby anywhere by herself. Just in the car by herself.
Right, a new experience.
And I was like, I was looking through my phone. And I was like, oh, Sabrina's out today. She's not feeling well. And Ashley goes, take the day off.
Courtney did it on the other side. When I said, C-Lane said, let's go, let's do this. And Courtney said, you're not going to take the day off? Just like, no. And then she got mad at me because she said, why did you let me get all excited about the potentiality of there not being work today?
Potentiality?
Why? Why is it that you let me get like all my hopes up that we were going to just sit on the couch and watch The Golden Bachelor, which is, I don't know if I could do this one, man. I don't know if I could do it. Because you know what they're doing now?
It was last night the finale?
No, it's next week, I think, is the finale, or maybe after that because of Thanksgiving. They're doing what do they call it when they have sex? The suites?
Oh, it's fantasy suites.
They're
it's
doing
old people fantasy suites.
Yes, they're doing the overnights thing. So you're going to see like
an old guy
try to get laid.
He makes a big F up in this because they're showing in all the previews. A lot of people have already watched this because it aired last night. But they were showing in a lot of the previews that he tells one of them, I think you're the one.
Yeah.
And that causes a lot of chaos, apparently.
And that leads to what they showed at the beginning of the season where he said, this is the most upset I've been since my wife died. And you go, really, buddy? Woo. But I don't want to see him try to get laid. He makes me uncomfortable already. That Kermit the Frog voice he's rocking is just... Now I'm going to see him like put his hands on some old lady's thigh. It's just, I'm going to muscle through it, though, because Courtney wants to watch it. And I just keep walking out. I'm like, we only got this many segments left to go. We're good. We got this.
Yeah.
We got this. It's the weekend. We're celebrating. We want to celebrate with you. So join us on the show. Let us know what you think, what you got going on, and what's getting your attention today. Just go over to the website or the app, thenewsjunkie.com, and hit record on your first dispatch today. We've got our friend Moses DeWitt joining us before too long. Also, the next episode's on the way. This Week in Florida is on the way. We are stacked up and ready to go.
I've done half of both of those.
All right, look, you got to have faith in him, folks. He's going to pull this off. I know he's going to do it. And we're going to see what happens. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The good news? You can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And if you're behind the wheel on the major highways and roads of Orlando, some delays you should know about. Of course, your usual I-4 eastbound approaching World Drive and also approaching Central Florida Parkway from Osceola Parkway. But right now there is also an incident eastbound on Alafaya Trail that's at Tuscaloosa Road. Looks like we're clear, however, on the Turnpike North and southbound as well as the Greenway, and no issues on the 408. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today. That mortgage guy, Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show, he is here for you. He has over 250 5-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at experience.com. So I think it's very safe to say that Don knows what he's doing. And I can say with full confidence that Don is looking out for you. He has your best interest in mind. He's going to treat you like a friend and not like a number like the other mortgage companies. See, chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Hit the compare button, and Don's going to review your quote today. That mortgage guy, Don, he's a mortgage broker, not a corner bank or retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now. Chock full of information for you, very easy to navigate through, and direct access to the man
This is
himself.
the most
Plain and
upset
simple.
I've been
no
since
spam,
my
no
wife
hassle,
died.
Just peace of mind. Check it out now. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss our iHeartRadio Holiday Special 2023. All hosted by Mario Lopez. Thanksgiving Eve at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Hear it on the free iHeartRadio app's Holiday Seasons Radio.
Get into the holiday spirit with Disney Bundle. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Stream timeless classics, festive favorites, and epic sports all season long. Includes Hulu ad-supported or Hulu no ads plan. Access content from each service separately. Terms apply. See the DisneyBundle.com for details.
During the Jeep Black Friday sales event, get up to 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Jeep brand vehicles. 10 or 15% below MSRP depending on model. 10% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Gladiator and Compass, exclude Sport. 15% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Renegade, Compass Latitude 4x4, Grand Cherokee L, and Grand Cherokee, excludes 4XE and Laredo. Not compatible with lease offers except for Gladiator or with any other consumer incentive offers. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 11/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
A farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Let's talk turkey. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. With the holidays coming, I need your help. I'm stuffed with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. I need to liquidate my inventory now. So quit driving the old car you hate cold turkey and treat yourself to a nicer, newer car for just $1 down. Plus, we'll pay $5,000 over appraised value. Even if you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $8,000 more than it's worth. We have used cars from just $69 per month and new cars from just $149 per month. Is your credit fried? My dealer next door credit approval process butters up the bankers to help you get approved. You could drive a better car today for just $1 down. And we'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value. That could get you a brand new 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage for only $14,900. Or a 2024 Outlander top safety pick for only $25,900. I'm RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. And I'm your car dealer next door. Online at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price. Negative equity may affect amount financed.
Here on MSNBC, we are staying on top of several fast-moving stories.
Today's news requires more facts.
A new report finds the climate crisis is getting much worse.
More context.
We are seeing record numbers of people crossing into the United States just in the southern border.
And more ground covered.
People here are watching what is happening in Kiev very closely.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
The Hess Police Truck and Cruiser with sirens, lights, wheelie action, and battering ram. Free shipping and batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood.
If you have a need for speed, Access has you covered. Our Formula One countdown hits high gear. Our exclusive Vegas night out with Mark Wahlberg. Then, Untold Stories, Secrets Spilled. The stars just can't hold back on the backlot. Golf Cart Confessions with Donny Osmond.
Donny's out of the cart. I gotta say hi.
Plus, Margot Robbie finally puts the Britney Spears rumors to rest. Is she facing off with Brad Pitt and Reese Witherspoon to tell Britney's story?
Next, Access Hollywood.
Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
At Simply Safe, our 24/7 lifeguard protection helps stop crime in real time. Because during a break-in, every second counts. And these days, every dollar counts. Right now, get 50% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. It's U.S. News and World Report's best home security of 2023. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Sex, Lies, and Spray Tans. We'll take you all the way back to Dancing with the Stars Season 1 and up through today for all the dance floor drama. Next question with Katie Couric. Katie brings the thoughtful, inquisitive, relatable style to a slew of new and intimate conversations with some of the most fascinating and innovative people in news, politics, and pop culture. The Uppity Knitter Podcast with Saida Garrett, featuring musicians that Saida is friends with discussing their interesting and unusual hobbies. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Huge Black Friday savings all month long. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is
is about a woman named Clarissa Thompson. And a lot of people are talking about Clarissa Thompson right now. If you haven't seen this, you probably will at some point, because I think there might be some legs on this story, and everybody seems to be a little bit upset for different reasons. Clarissa Thompson is, I guess, the sideline reporter for Fox Sports.
Okay.
And a nice gig. I hear she makes $700,000 a year.
Oh, my gosh.
Doing this sideline reporting. So what's the problem? Why is she taking some heat? Well, she did a podcast interview this week, and here's what she said in the podcast interview that's making some waves.
And I've said this before, so I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again. I would make up the report sometimes because, A, the coach wouldn't come out at halftime, or it was too late, and I was like, I didn't want to screw up the report, so I was like, I'm just going to make this up. Because, first of all, no coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball
Pressure
over.
the quarterback.
We need, yeah, exactly, and do a better job of getting off the field. Like, they're not going to correct me on that.
Right.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report.
All right, so she said, I'll just make up the sideline report. And essentially she goes, if I say they want to come out in the second half and really start being better on defense, and the coach says his players need to perform better, she just puts fake quotes out there, tells fake stories, because she thinks the coach is not going to get mad about it, not going to push back on it, and she's got nothing when they go to her on the sideline. So she's flat out just saying she's making up her sideline reports for a job, which is a brave move of
There
her.
have been some this week in Florida's where, just, there wasn't a lot
Make 'em
of
up?
stuff going on. So nobody's going to question when I'm like, an alligator tried to, climb a fence and play around a golf.
Very true. Yeah. And I love the update on this. Because the update is Clarissa Thompson responds to backlash over sideline reporting comments. Quote, I have never lied about anything, unquote. Well, you literally said in that podcast interview that you were making things up.
Is she saying that she has come out and is that her response? She's never lied, or did somebody go through her history of reports and find somewhere where she said, I've never lied about anything?
It says, Clarissa Thompson became the number one topic of conversation throughout sports media this week. During an appearance on Pardon My Take, she admitted to making up reports while working as an NFL sideline reporter earlier in her career. After the clip went viral online, legendary sports reporters from Lisa Salters to Andrea Kremer to Armin Ketiyian, probably butchered that name, bashed her pretty harshly. So what they're saying is the other sideline reporters, and particularly other females who work as sideline reporters, are pissed off because she just made their job look like a joke. Like there's nothing to it.
I can see where you'd be a little bit upset with that. There is, I think I heard recently that like the sports reporting world is still 80% men.
And
I think the 20% that are female look like Charissa Thompson, or
Right.
there's a lot of attractive females on the sidelines here. And there's a lot of them probably frustrated with this admission, going like, "Hey, we're busting our asses to to deserve a spot at the table here.
We want to be taken seriously." And can you blame them for that? No.
She is getting the meme treatment on Twitter.
I love it.
She's started to become the George Santos of
sports
of sports reporting. So they're like, I just talked to Joe Burrow and he's doing great, says Clarissa Thompson, getting her name wrong. I just watched Joe Mixon cut off Joe Burrow's hand due to injury, questionable to return in the second half, Clarissa Thompson. And then there's one where it's a picture of the guy's hand all swollen up, and it says Joe Burrow has an ankle injury per Clarissa Thompson.
That's good. They're roasting her on social media.
I like that part.
It said on Friday morning, Thompson responded to the backlash and clarified her statements in a post on her personal Instagram account. I have a responsibility. Well, let me bring it up. I want to see actually her comment. Charissa Thompson Instagram. So we go right to the source, and we're not just reading what they're saying.
You know what else? Also, while you're finding that, what sticks out to me about the clip you played is she said that she has admitted this before and not gotten fired for it. So if I were the first podcast she admitted it to, and nobody gave a rat's ass that it happened and it didn't get as much coverage as it's getting now, I would kind of feel bad about my efficacy as a podcast.
Yeah. Comments are off on her Instagram post. Big shocker. She says, "Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. I have a responsibility to myself and my employers to clarify what is being reported. Went on a podcast this week. I said I would make up reports."
What is being reported? It's what you reported.
It's her words. It's her actual words. She said, "I said I would make up reports early in my career." She did not stipulate early in my career. She just said I would make up reports. "I said I would make up reports early in my career when I worked as a sideline reporter before I transitioned to my current host role. Working in media, I understand how important words are, and I chose the wrong words to describe the situation. I'm sorry. I've never lied about anything or been unethical during my time as a sports broadcaster. In the absence of a coach providing any information that could further my report, I would use information that I learned and saw during the first half to create my report. For example, if a team was 0 for 7 on third down, that would clearly be an area they needed to improve on in the second half. In these instances, I never attributed anything I said to a player or coach. I have nothing but respect for sideline reporters and for the tireless work they put in behind the scenes and on the field. I'm only appreciative and humbled to work alongside some of the best in the business and call some of the best my friends." No. She flat out said, when I don't have anything going on and I can't get to a coach that doesn't come out of the locker room, I just make stuff up. And she said, in particular, specifically, she said, the coach is never going to push back on certain generic things that you're saying because it just doesn't make sense to do so. So therefore, she's self-reporting. She's admitting that she would make up quotes from the coaches and then the coaches would not push back on him. But now, $700,000 a year in salary is looking like it might go bye-bye.
Yeah.
If she gets too much extra pressure on this. That was a dumb move on her part. That was a dumb one. Let's see here. Sour Patch Pete says on Twitch, should she have said, "So the coach gave me nothing, that's all back to you"? No, I don't think so. I think if she would have said, clearly, the team needs to improve on their third down conversions, and they need to make sure they're protecting the quarterback. If she just generically said stuff, nobody would have been upset about that. Nobody would have been upset. But if you are out there saying, "Hey, the coach said X, Y, and Z," when you're just making that up, that's lying. That's what that is. Chi-Town Shoe says, "Man, nobody cares about the sideline halftime report. It's the same thing for every game. Let it rest." I don't know if that's going to happen for her. We'll see. But they're memeing the hell out of her.
If
online.
nobody cares about it, why is she being paid $700,000 a year to do it?
I'll take $700,000 for a job nobody cares about. Please sign me up. Send us a dispatch. Join us on the show with your thoughts. Do you think this is no big deal, or you think she should be fired? You think she's telling the truth? Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Speaking of that, let's get to a couple. We got time for maybe one or two. I wanted to read this, actually. Hang on. Real quick, I'll work this in. Christina emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. She says, "I'm too scared to dispatch Thanksgiving movies. Being the resident horror movie nerd, Thanksgiving was honestly a fun watch. This is the horror movie called Thanksgiving that's out this week. I say a must-watch for Thanksgiving. Eli always adds humor in his films, and he does not skip it here, but it blends effortlessly. I like that. I love the horror comedy genre. I think it's fun. The audience laughed out loud at multiple scenes while cringing at the same time, just perfect responses. It was a total slasher, but in all the best ways, she says. And honestly, I have some suspicions this could have a sequel. This is not a spoiler, but she said it could even franchise out. I think it looks fun. I want to see it. And a bunch of other people are sending emails about it as well. Laureen says, hey, Sean, can't leave a dispatch at the moment, but Home for the Holidays is strictly a Thanksgiving movie. It's a comedy starring Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr.
All right.
With Claire Danes, Anne Bancroft, and Steve Guttenberg. What a cast. It's your quintessential dysfunctional family movie. Always gets me in the mood for the holidays. Enjoy, says Laureen. Thank you for that email. Over to you now with these dispatches. We can work in a handful of them here. Let me see. Hang on. I just got to fix this real quick. And now we are good to go. Here is Man Kickin' with a dispatch.
Carissa Thompson didn't do it. We already knew sideline reporters' jobs were jokes.
Are they really, though? Are they? Well, I mean, they're still offering up something. Why would they hire a person to do it? Or this guy's probably going to say because she's hot. They want to get some eye candy on the TV. It's not about any kind of talent. I think it fills time. You know, you got like another voice to go to. You have somebody else who pops up on the screen. If it wasn't valuable, I don't think she'd be getting $300,000, $700,000 a year, excuse me, $700,000 a year to do it. Here's I'm a PC talking about this.
Are we sure we can take Clarissa Thompson's word that there's an elephant in the room? Are we sure it's not like a peacock or something like that?
True. Can you trust anything she says right now? Tough to trust her. Here's Guitar Slinger.
A reporter making up stuff at Fox News should not be new to anybody. They've been caught so many times with their pants down lying and making stuff up. This is nothing.
He heard Fox and got triggered.
Matter of fact, they were sued for it by Dominion. So, yeah, that's standard operating procedure.
Yeah,
over there.
it's not Fox News, it's Fox Sports, so it's a separate entity. Here's Trav on the Ocean.
I think it's funny how Sean's insults to people are always whatever the descriptor is and O at the end, like oldo, fatto, calls me Negro. This guy's crazy.
I never called him a fatto, did I?
Maybe. You sound like you're a little lazy-o.
I just add one little letter, and there we go. All right, when we come back, the next episode with C-Lane, get ready for your mind to be blown. That's happening. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We have been waking up to passing showers this morning, but the good news is rain coverage decreasing by this afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies expected with highs in the 70s. We have a beautiful and dry weekend ahead, and looking ahead to your Thanksgiving forecast, a front moves through Tuesday into Wednesday, but as of right now, skies do remain dry for your Thanksgiving holiday. Always remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Right now, all your crafted to crave favorites are only $3 for a 16-ounce and $4 for a 24-ounce. Gotta have a Wawa.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered, and trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Treat your taste buds to the King's Hawaiian Pork and Slaw Sandwich. Back for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. With slow-smoked pulled pork, melted pepper jack, and sweet and tangy slaw on a toasted King's Hawaiian bun. Enjoy one today with our new Tropical Cherry Limeade. A refreshing blend of sweet cherry and pineapple flavors with a squeeze of fresh lime. Only at Firehouse Subs. Beverages artificially flavored. Participating U.S. locations.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700. Mark your calendar and tell your boss to shove it. Kid Rock, Jason Aldean, and some of their friends are going to get loud, going to get rowdy, and they're going to do it in your home.
Events to family reunions, Party Time Rentals in Apopka has everything you need to make your event unforgettable.
Our wide selection will make your party planning a breeze.
Our friendly staff is ready to help, ensuring your event goes off without a hitch.
Party Time Rentals in Apopka. Visit us today in Apopka or online at partytimeapopka.com.
FAS Windows and Doors is the company to use to make your house feel better and look better. You know what they can do? Get rid of those single-pane aluminum frame windows and get you double-insulated vinyl windows. That'll save you money, make your AC work less, make your house look better and feel better. And I tell you, man, they can do it for you fast. Their showroom, easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out the windows that you love, have them installed by their pros, and your house will never, ever be the same. And they can even do that for you in the door as well. Book your consultation today easily at faswd.com.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Burn with some friends since 2007. This is
It's happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And don't forget, friends, you can go over to the website and learn about secret shows. We got a lot of new people coming on board for the uncensored shows. And, right after we finish today, if you're looking for more, there's going to be a new show posted later on this afternoon. And there's more than like 350 to go back on, including all the bonus shows. And it is completely uncensored. It is fun, not political. We stay away from the politics over there. We just have a blast, and I think you're going to love it. So go check out Secret Shows on thenewsjunkie.com, and you can use the promo code 1WEEK, all one word, ONEWEEK, and that'll give you your first week free. And that's how you'll remember it, because of the Bare Naked Ladies and C-Lane singing that part of the song. That'll get stuck in your head for a while. Well, go over, sign up for Secret Shows at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, I believe in you. Here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
This is the most upset I've been since my wife died.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode.
With me! All right! Next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don and ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. If you're looking to get yourself out of the situation where you're just throwing money away at a landlord renting, then you need to call That Mortgage Guy Don. He's going to get you into a new house. He's going to help you if a refi is what you're looking for, a HELOC. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to listen to the Home Loans Radio show, and he will explain all that stuff for you, because he's an expert in the business. And so, as they say, you don't want to miss the boat. You get your quote from That Mortgage Guy Don, like the song says.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
And it's weird that this comes up in the show again. It was alluded to at the beginning, but there's something going on with Kanye West, and it's weird that we haven't heard a lot from him since this whole Hamas thing started.
Sure, it seems like
he was taking a lot of heat, for some things he said about the Jewish people on Twitter. And now he's saying, this is a very old argument. This is basically his version of how can I be racist? Some of my best friends are black.
He's doing that with Jews now.
He said there's a video and audio recorded by a content creator who goes by Mansorash on Instagram. In a couple different recordings, you can hear a song that features Kanye rapping, in which he says, "I just blanked a Jewish bitch," which comes right after something to the effect of, "How can I be anti-Semitic?" So basically he's saying, how can I be anti-Semitic when I've had sex with a Jewish woman?
I don't know if that works. E-Fresh Rock said, did C-Lane just fart? No, there's no need to go back to the tape. He was just moving his microphone a little bit. Yeah. That's what that noise is.
Now I can't recreate the noise.
Nope,
so
now it looks like you're lying and it was a fart.
You're just going to have to believe that it was the microphone thing and not any sort of fartery. There's been I did not expect this guy's name to be in the news for something like this, but a lot of allegations flying around about this gentleman.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I saw this.
Yes. Sean Combs.
There's a bunch of people who are coming out and they're like, I told you so, I told you. So it's piling up for him.
It's a snowball effect right now. They're saying Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, the renowned producer and musician, faces some serious allegations in a federal lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie, who I don't know of.
Oh, I've heard of her before. Yeah, I remember her. I don't know if I remember the song title. Hang on, I'll try to look that up.
Cassie is accusing Diddy of rape and extensive physical and emotional abuse. Also, sex trafficking she threw in there. In a statement to CNN, Cassie explained her decision to break her silence. Quote, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships," unquote. Diddy's attorney, Ben Brafman, vehemently denied the allegations, stating Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. And they're saying they're addressing what he called Cassie's financial demands, asserting she had persistently sought $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about her relationship with the rap star.
Did you see what they were alleging that he was doing? There was something called, I think he called it like Freaky Nights or something like that. And they said on Freaky Nights, he would get a hotel with her. This was what her accusation was. and then he would hire a black male prostitute, and that specifically that, and then he would watch the male prostitute have sex with her, and she said she was not cool with all of this. So I don't know what's going on in their world, but there's some stuff
called
happening.
it Freaky Nights.
It was freaky something.
The fact that it has a title makes it all the more weirder. They're like, no, don't make any plans. Remember, we're having Freaky Nights.
Yeah, it was something.
I got the hotel room for Freaky Nights tonight. And I guess, according to TMZ, Diddy so far is not the subject of an NYPD criminal investigation. NYPD has admitted providing erroneous info about a locked investigation. The full statement says, yesterday, a member of the Public Information Offices erroneously told a reporter about the apparent existence of an active case file containing the name Sean Combs. There's no such investigation at present. So I guess there were some rumors that he was already being investigated for stuff. I know that when they do stories like this and allegations come out like this, that they pick and choose carefully which photos they use. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of pictures of Puff Daddy where he just looks like an angry guy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that. It says Mr. Combs also provided Miss Ventura, that's her, copious amounts of drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine, and urged her to take them. And I'm trying to find this Freaky Night thing, but there's a bunch of... Oh, here it is. Okay. It says, different name than I thought. A few years into Miss Ventura's relationship with Mr. Combs, the suit says he began coercing her to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism, in which she was directed to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes, while Mr. Combs watched and, did his thing and took pictures and shot video.
Say the word.
According to the suit, Mr. Combs called these encounters freak-offs, which involved costumes like masquerade masks and lingerie. They continued for years, taking place at high-end hotels across the United States and in Mr. Combs' homes. The suit says they instructed Miss Ventura to search the websites of escort services to procure male sex workers. That's what they're saying. Wow. All right.
I mean, if this is true, you just look at old footage of Puff Daddy and go, that guy knows exactly where to get a male hooker.
He does.
At any time. The guy just in his, maybe not in his own phone. Maybe he's got an assistant somewhere that he goes, hey, it's freak off night.
You know what to do.
Call the hookers.
Get to it.
TikTok has a weird obsession with this guy right here. Not Stevie Wonder.
Will Smith. Ooh. I thought it was going to be Osama bin Laden for a moment.
Well, there's that too, but TikTok and this article from The Root is saying that this is completely stupid, but TikTok thinks that Will Smith is a member of the Illuminati. There's a lot of videos going around talking about Will Smith, and of course Will Smith has had a treacherous run through social media and through the news and through Hollywood content, even since before the slap. And what they're saying is you have to look past whatever unnecessary emotions you may have regarding the great slap of 2022 to realize it was always silly to blame Jada Pinkett Smith for executing some sort of mind control over Will, causing him to destroy all the goodwill he had with people with one fell slap. But TikTok is saying that this whole incident has been a humiliation ritual perpetuated by the couple's membership in the Illuminati. The number of likes on Will and Jada Illuminati videos get on TikTok suggests quite a few people are mainlining the Kool-Aid. Every now and then, according to The Root, the internet flares up like a case of herpes to remind us of the nose bridge pinching silliness that is the Illuminati, the so-called secret cabal of unnamed, unnumbered humans lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings of the planet's 8 billion to their whim. They're just saying, this whole thing was he's in the Illuminati, and he has to go through this humiliation tactic in the public to win the good graces of the higher-ups.
I don't know if I'm a believer, but I do know. So what I was referring to there was this week on TikTok, there was a bunch of people, mostly younger women, who were posting, oh, my God, I just read Osama bin Laden's letter to America, and it changed my mind about everything. And, he was so right. And it's like they started to do all these Osama bin Laden videos, and TikTok said, nope. And they put a stop to them. And they disappeared all of it. They disappeared all the content. If somebody makes a video right now and talks about that, zapped. And you go, well, you've just shown us that you can do it, but you're only now doing it to this one thing about Osama bin Laden when the TikTok is full of craziness like this Illuminati nonsense.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Sometimes when I read these stories, I go, why don't I just hit the TikTok app more often? I only watch stuff that my wife sends me or other people send me that are funny, but I don't just go scrolling crazy, which I should, because
there's so many
apparently
gems.
there's a lot of very entertaining stuff on the TikTok. Now, over to Philadelphia, because there is a big game coming up, a big Monday night football game, and because sports is much more important to the citizens of Philadelphia, the radio stations are doing this classic bit right now, where they're saying, we are not going to play any music by this young lady.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to hit the button.
I'm that big of a fan. I knew it.
Q102, Philadelphia's top 40 radio station, is punting Taylor Swift off their weekend playlist ahead of the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl rematch Monday night. They said, we need the birds to focus. Q102 loves Taylor Swift as much as the rest of the world, but this weekend, the only Swift and Kelsey we recognize played for the birds. It says an air personality and program director, Buster Satterfield.
I like that guy.
An apparent reference to running back DeAndre Swift and, of course, center Jason Kelsey that will be playing in that Monday Night Football game. And they said Tuesday they'll go right back to playing all the Taylor Swift they can.
Every 5 seconds they'll play it again.
That's right. This weekend on TV, college football, Washington at Oregon State, Texas at Iowa State, Nebraska at Wisconsin. And I believe Saturday Night Live is back.
Is it really?
I don't see the host, though. They had one last week.
Yeah, you said last week it was good, right?
Last week it was real good. It was with the guy whose name you were having trouble saying.
Oh, hold on. I think I got this.
All right, what's it?
Timothy Chalamet.
The guy did it. He did it, everybody. That's your next episode.
I knew I had it in me. Oh, I didn't know there was an audience that wandered in. Sit down, everybody. Take your seats. All right, there we go. We still have more left on the show, okay, folks? Calm yourselves down a little bit, relax. Tell them to get some punch and pie, C-Lane, and help themselves.
Well, people will come if they think we have punch and pie.
Move along with the show. I did want to work this in real quick because we were talking about the animal uprising stuff, and the big front in the animal uprising, there's two major fronts right now. One is otters apparently are on the up and up here, or they're actually on the aggressive front of the animal uprising war by attacking several people. One person was bit about 30 times or something by an otter, and another guy, or another woman in that case, got bit by an otter. But there's also the the orca thing, the killer whale front of this war, and they're fighting back because these killer whales have sunk a couple of yachts. Like, one was sunk in a 45-minute attack off the Strait of Gibraltar by an orca or a couple of orcas. And now the ships are fighting back. When they get near these animals, they start blaring thrash metal music. And they said the thrash metal music is a game changer. As soon as these animals hear this stuff, they're like, and they swim away and they leave the boats alone. And that is very, very successful when they're using it as a tactic. So they're fighting back against these killer whales. Good luck to them on the Western Front out there in the animal uprising battle. When we come back, we're going to get to, you know what we're going to get to? Sealand pulling double duty. The man is just lifting words over there.
Jason Momoa is hosting SNL.
Oh, is he? Okay.
That's right. That sounds familiar.
He's a likable guy. I don't know if he's funny. He's probably funny. He'll probably do a good job. But when we come back this week in Florida, Sealane does it again. You got to support him. The audience needs to continue clapping for him because one more segment to go. Our friend Mo is joining us as well, and a whole lot more on the way. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's a Real Radio sports special this Sunday when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to San Francisco to face the 49ers. Coverage starts at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
What's happening? I hope the start to your weekend is a great one. If you're behind the wheel right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, some delays you should know about, including the 408 westbound. After Hiawassee Road, 2 lanes are blocked. Also, there's an incident reported on Colonial Drive eastbound at Apopka Vineland Road that has the right lane blocked. Careful there. Beside that, your usual delay on I-4, that's east and westbound approaching State Road 535 and eastbound approaching World Drive. No issues on the Turnpike or Greenway. Our Safe Touch security line is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Uni, a product of ePass.
What would you do with the time and money you save with ePass?
Probably just take a nice long nap.
Correct! Yes! This week only, get the 19-state portable Uni for just $5. Or pick up the always free toll sticker at getepass.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
Holiday magic.
This contest is sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com.
Extreme, Thicker Than Blood Tour. Presented by Hard Rock Live. Friday, March 8th. Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss Extreme with Living Color.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs. So there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
This Friday and Saturday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all sweaters for the family. Grab this season's must-have sweaters, all for 50% off. But hurry, it's only this Friday and Saturday at Old Navy. Valid 11/17 and 18, excludes clearance.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, early detection does save lives. No question whatsoever. And here's how I can prove it. Just recently at a promotion, a couple approached me and they said, thank you so much for introducing us to Life Imaging FLA. The gentleman informed me that they both got their free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA, and his scan showed some issues, but they were manageable. His wife, on the other hand, had issues that had to be treated immediately. 90% blockage in 2 arteries going into her heart. She had heart surgery that saved her life. That's what early detection does. It gives you the information you and your primary care doctor need to build a long-term healthcare plan to make sure you're around for years and years. Get with Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the day you take control of your long-term healthcare. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Always night pads are designed for a perfect night's sleep, so you can do your bear hugging a pillow thing, your free falling starfish thing, your burritoed in a blanket with the AC blasting thing. While Always night pads with rapid dry do their we've got your back with fast absorbency and up to 10 hours of protection thing. So while your period's doing its own thing, Always lets you do your sleep thing. Shop for Always in-store or online, wherever you get your pads.
When a client comes to our firm after an accident, we have the awesome responsibility of returning what was taken away from them. Loss of income and earning potential, past and future medical bills, pain and suffering, the loss of the enjoyment of life. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our clients don't seek charity, they seek justice. They're looking to have their life back and property restored. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about your legal rights. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're they're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-3122. 800-200-3122. That's 800-200-3122.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The holiday season should remind us that faith and family are the most important things in life, and we hope that you succeed in coming together with those you love this holiday season. Holidays have this magical power to magnify small things to ever greater memories over time. Happy holidays.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
'Tis the season of holiday gatherings. Light up everyone with a box of a dozen Dunkin' Donuts. From sprinkled and powdered to frosting galore. You'll have everyone's fave in one festive box, including yours. Save time and order ahead in the app. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office Orlando.
Huge Black Friday savings all month long. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the
This week in Florida, coming up in just a moment with C-Lane. We'll see what's going on in the Sunshine State. Generally, it's embarrassing for all Floridians, so buckle up if that's where you're listening to the show. What do you think, just offhand, C-Lane, is the most expensive thing you've ever bought off of Amazon in all the years that you had your Amazon account?
Off Amazon?
Yeah, what was the most expensive thing you think you bought?
I would almost have
You
to
got
be,
laptops, right?
Yeah, but I don't think, the laptop thing didn't work out. I ended up buying it from Apple, and then days later saw the thing available on Amazon. Not that I'm butthurt
Not that
about
you're
it,
mad.
but
Right.
screw those guys. If not for the laptop, though, that would make my wife's engagement ring, I think, the most expensive thing I've bought.
Really? Okay, well, I am
Not
looking
that I
at...
spent a whole lot on it.
I'm looking at this story and I'm like, wow, imagine putting this in your cart. Imagine the checkout process here, because Amazon has announced that starting next year, you'll be able to go on Amazon and buy a Hyundai car, like buy an actual vehicle on Amazon. And you go in, select your car.
What do you think is the closest thing to a vehicle you can buy on Amazon right now? Like,
They must have some stuff.
Is there like a Power Wheels or
oh, they got more than that. I'm sure they got like go-karts and stuff. I'm sure they have some things like that.
Go-karts.
They have a lot of stuff like that.
The Segway 9-bot electric go-kart.
How much is that thing?
$1,700.
Oh, well, we're going full-fledged car. Like, they're going to have you go searching through the stuff.
Capacity 220 pounds. That's unfortunate.
That's not fun. Well, you could do this starting next year. They said you'll be able to buy a car on Amazon for the first time. The company announced a deal with Hyundai that will allow dealerships to sell cars through the website. Previously, customers could browse car showrooms and compare prices, but not buy them. But that is going to change next year. Put the car in your shopping cart and check out just like that. What a world we are living in, friends. All right, are you ready to do this, C-Lane?
I'm ready, Sean.
Here we go. Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And I guess I should just do this one first because we were talking about the Amazon car thing, and you said, what a world we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
But the future is here, my friends, because we've been talking about this idea for a long time, but I've never seen it actually in use. And I almost kind of want to go to Tampa to try this out. But Chick-fil-A is starting to deliver food by drone in Tampa Bay. It says so far only one location within Hillsborough County. A Brandon Valrico Chick-fil-A restaurant announced Monday on Facebook that it has now added drone delivery service to locations within a 1.2 mile radius.
Okay, so you got to be real close.
The delivery fee is free for a limited time. The restaurant partnered with Drone Up, a Virginia Beach-based company that also launched service with a Tampa Walmart store nearly a year ago. So I guess they have been doing some deliveries.
What are the delivery fees on this, though? If you choose drone delivery, it sounds expensive.
It's free for a limited time.
Oh, it's free because they're testing it out.
I think it shouldn't be expensive, though. The idea is you're cutting out the driver.
True.
And it should be faster if you're not having to take conventional roads. So
and what do? They just like fly the drone over to your house and then drop your delicious Chick-fil-A right on your front steps?
Yes. Let's see. The restaurant partnered with Drone Up. Chick-fil-A did not share what other Florida locations where it's planning drone service, but the restaurant said online that it's the 1.2 mile radius, but it's anticipating to expand to within 2 miles soon. We're in the early stages of testing drone delivery at a small number of restaurants. It says food is put into a box attached to the drone that a pilot directs to the drop-off point, and the order will be slowly lowered to the ground with a cable.
Do you think this is going to be the future? And then at some point in time, we'll be like, yeah, obviously we're going to order by drone. That's how all this stuff comes in. We get our drone deliveries. That's how the planet works now.
I mean, it's what Amazon has been hinting at and even developing for a long time. But there's some questions, okay? And I know that you would have to have all your info to deliver with the drone because it says it's lowering it via cable. What's to stop you from just yanking that cable down and getting the drone out of the air? That would be, like a lot of money that these people are forking over.
You get Chick-fil-A and you get a drone, and all you have to do is send it to some random person's house.
I mean, I guess if you do need the pilot to operate this thing, that is some manpower that you need to pay somebody for.
Weird question. You have a drone, and you've been flying your drone around and taking cool photos and videos and stuff. Could your drone pick up an order of Chick-fil-A, do you think?
Mine might be too small for that. My drone is like 250 grams, or actually 249 grams. So it's under a certain amount, so it qualifies for some registrations that you don't have to do if you're just flying for fun. So I know that there are little add-ons you can get. I think I've told you before that I've seen these things you can get. They clip onto your drone that can hold a little payload, and then you hit a remote control button and it releases it.
I love that.
And it says for gender reveals or for cute proposals. I'm like, I don't know any use case for that device that is not dropping drugs into a prison.
Exactly. They're going to use it for that a lot, I think.
So, but yeah, I have. Mine is on the smaller side. I don't know what it can lift because once you start trying to lift a payload like that, there's some weight restrictions because it's going to affect how effective your propellers are.
Right.
The thing that kind of gets me that I'd like to see, or I'd like to know how they got around certain laws about piloting a drone is, first of all, you're supposed to have visual line of sight on the aircraft at all times.
That's what I was thinking. So if they're at Chick-fil-A, legally they should have their eyes on this drone the entire time, watching it deliver the food to you, but they're not talking about doing it that way.
Well, I mean, it would be hard to have line of sight on it. I mean, even the distance that I'm allowed to fly it, it's hard to keep your eyes on it at all times. It's because the thing's very small.
I like it, though. If I lived by one where they would deliver something by drone, I would definitely get at least one drone delivery. I'd do it.
And there are, you can get a waiver to the VLOS rule, the visual line of sight. And so they probably have that. And then the other thing they're probably waiving is there's no way of knowing whether or not you're flying over cars or people. So they've got to be doing a little bit of that to get to where they need to go.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I think it's cool. I think it'd be fun for that pilot.
We didn't talk about this, but there was the game last night, the NFL game, the Ravens-Bengals. There was a drone that was causing chaos and caused them to delay the game twice because the drone was flying over the stadium, and there was somebody was screwing around with this thing. Yeah, and I was like, ooh, somebody probably got in actual trouble for that one.
You can get in trouble with the FAA for that. You're not allowed to fly within 3 miles of a stadium. I think starting an hour before an NFL game and an hour after. And it's major sports events do that. I think maybe concerts, but it's just there's a list of kind of events that you're not allowed to fly around, so without special permission. So if they had to delay the game, that's somebody that could get in deep
find
trouble.
them.
Moving on, you go woke, you go broke. Everybody knows that. Duh.
I've heard that.
And there's a teacher learning that the hard way because there is a non-binary teacher who has been fired from their job for using the title, the prefix in their name, MX.
All right.
Not MRS for Mrs. or MS for Ms. or MR for Mr.
Yes.
MX is the they of prefixes.
Gotcha.
It says, over the course of 15 years, A.V. Very has taught in the Orlando area and in Maryland most recent. Very taught at the Florida Virtual School, which is your online school, but for high schoolers. It actually says kindergarten through 12th grade. I don't know how you could go to online kindergarten, but that just sounds like homeschool plus.
Yeah.
It says on October 24th, Very was terminated from FLVS for refusing to change the courtesy title used on school materials and communications from MX to Ms., Mrs., or Miss. Very is non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. That's not their full legal name, but they requested to only be referred to as such out of concern for their privacy. It says, I'm a human being. I have feelings, and my goals in life are positive ones. I want to see my students be successful in however they define success. But this is a fight for my rights, and a fight for kindness, compassion, and respect for every individual in the country. I didn't know that MX was a thing.
I didn't either, but I would ask one question in all of these stories, every single one of them. I'd say, is it affecting the kids in the classroom? Is it affecting how the kids are learning?
No.
Because if the answer is no, then it's who cares? What are we doing here? We're wasting our time on this.
Now, a win for opponents of some of the laws that DeSantis has been criticized for. This one in particular, the drag shows law. The Supreme Court has said Thursday will not allow Florida to enforce its new law targeting drag shows while the appeal case is ongoing. So basically, they've appealed this law that's said to target drag shows, and they wanted to be able to say we're shutting these down while we go through the appeals process. Originally, they tried to shut it down for everywhere but Hamburger Mary's. Which just seems like that's not a law that you could pass.
They're getting their ass kicked on this one, and I think they're going to end up losing through and through. But
Florida had asked the court to allow its anti-drag show law to be enforced everywhere except at the Hamburger Mary's restaurant in Orlando, which challenged the law's constitutionality. 3 justices, Alito, Gorsuch, and Clarence Thomas, said they would have granted the state's request. But last month, a panel of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a lower court's order stopping the law from being enforced. The district court found the law likely restricted free speech and couldn't be enforced anywhere in the state. That is a win for opponents of the drag show law. I have a possible question for Moses DeWitt that I'll put to the side here, but there's somebody writing into the Palm Beach Post saying that their HOA or their brother's HOA, their brother's disabled and has a service animal, and they're like, fine, we have to let you have the service animal, but your brother has to carry the animal outside of a certain area of the condo area to let the dog defecate. Okay. They're saying you have to. They're saying the disabled brother
walk it on the ground?
has to carry the dog 100 yards to let the dog do its business. And
why is there not one good story about an HOA? Like, I've never heard a single one where it's like the HOA improves neighborhood, paints all the houses, and things look great. More news at 9. Everyone is like stupid stuff like this.
We can ask Moses a little further about this, but the writer on the Palm Beach Post says that some of these places get away with this because the Fair Housing Act battles can be time-consuming and expensive, and most people don't have the knowledge, funds, or motivation to fight over these issues. So they just they're like our way or the highway, and they get away with stuff like that. Big betting going on. You doing any betting this weekend, Sean?
I might bet on the Super Bowl when that comes around, but right now
you
I
did
only
some
have
betting
$1.
last weekend.
Yeah, and I lost real bad. So, I mean, I didn't lose real bad. I lost, and I only had bet $6. And now I'm down to $1.67 in my betting account.
Well,
so, tough times.
Scared money don't make money.
True.
Better in Florida won $5.5 million on a $500,000 4-leg NFL parlay over last weekend on the newly reopened Hard Rock Sportsbook. Wow,
nice.
That is a really good thing for Hard Rock. They just reopened this thing, and just so happens somebody wins $5.5 million on a last-second Texans win. If you missed the viral video last week of the bear stealing somebody's $45 worth of Taco Bell, that was a fun video out of Longwood. Uber Eats refunded the entire order. That's nice to them. And let's see. Tampa man visits 36 banks, used 20 IDs, and stole $450,000 from banks. That is just downright impressive. Pinellas man, also impressive, has been arrested on his 7th DUI charge. Cops arrested a man for pooping on a dead marsupial. And last but not least, in This Week in Florida, in Polk County, a 37-year-old man with an all-gas, no-brakes tattoo around his neck ended a series of car burglaries when he used all gas and no brakes and crashed during a police chase Monday in Polk County. Timothy Hogue, 37 years old, was speeding in a 2006 Cadillac CTS when he crashed the car. He was arrested, and he was charged with burglary of an occupied conveyance, enhancement of crossing county lines, felony, petty theft, fleeing to elude, conspiracy to commit burglary, possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting arrest without violence.
Damn.
And that's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. When we come back, well, we got Mo coming in shortly, and we'll run some questions by him that we've had on the list. Things will get weird, as they always do, but a 5-year-old's in big trouble, and really big trouble. What did this 5-year-old do? You're not going to believe it, but it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
What's happening? I hope the start to your weekend is a great one. If you're behind the wheel right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, some delays you should know about, including the 408 westbound. After Hiawassee Road, 2 lanes are blocked. Also, there's an incident reported on Colonial Drive eastbound at Apopka Vineland Road that has the right lane blocked. Careful there. Beside that, your usual delay on I-4, that's east and westbound approaching State Road 535 and eastbound approaching World Drive. No issues on the Turnpike or Greenway. Our Safe Touch security line is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Look, don't worry. If something's wrong with your air conditioner, there is an awesome company out there that's going to be honest, and they're going to help you out. And that company is Mills Air. Started by Leon Mills, an amazing guy who knows how to run a business the right way. They are locally owned and operated. They're family owned and operated. They have the best technicians out there. These are people who you'd be happy to have in your house and people who can explain it to you. When they could tell you what's wrong with your AC, not a bunch of technical jargon. They're going to make it make sense for you. And if you need a new AC, well, they got access to really big rebates because they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. So if you'd rather not pay an extra $1,275 and rather get those rebates from Mills Air, you can do that. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call today at 407-277-1159. Or just remember this, millsair.com.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
During the Jeep Black Friday sales event, get up to 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Jeep brand vehicles, 10 or 15% below MSRP depending on model. 10% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Gladiator and Compass, exclude Sport. 15% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Renegade, Compass Latitude 4x4, Grand Cherokee L and Grand Cherokee, excludes 4XE and Laredo. Not compatible with lease offers except for Gladiator or with any other consumer incentive offers. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 11/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
If you're into sports, you have to check out Primrose Lanes for game days. Amazing food, great drinks, and even better viewing options. Eat, drink, and watch in style. Visit us at primroselanes.com.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
The inaugural NBA in-season tournament tips off this fall. See the Orlando Magic battle the Toronto Raptors on Tuesday, November 21st, and the Boston Celtics on Friday, November 24th at Amway Center. Tickets at orlandomagic.com/tournament.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
People think Florida is salty because most of our state is surrounded by salt water. But it's the other states that are salty. Why? Because we get to enjoy McDonald's breakfast bagels year-round. You see, most parts of the country aren't as lucky as us and can't wake up to a steak, egg, and cheese bagel with a tender, juicy steak patty and savory grilled onions. Or a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel with a sizzling hot pork sausage patty. Or a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with thick-cut applewood smoked bacon. Enjoy savory breakfast bagels only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's.
Calling all loyal McRib fans. Guess what? It's back at McDonald's, and it's fire with that tangy barbecue sauce and seasoned boneless pork. Right now, get 25% off when you spend $5 only when you order ahead in the McDonald's app. So pick up a tasty McRib combo meal with medium fries and an ice-cold Diet Dr. Pepper. It's back for a limited time, so don't you sleep on this deal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's for limited time. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Diet Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up Inc.
All-new Ringling, non-stop fun for everyone. Be amazed by superhuman performers at the greatest show on Earth. Tickets on sale now. Coming to the Amway Center January 12th through 15th. Visit ringling.com for show details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's no no pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the
Go over to the newsjunkie.com and subscribe to the podcast. And the kids aren't all right. There's some weird stuff happening out there. We hear about like 8-year-olds shooting teachers and hear all these other insane stories. And you think about when you were that age. What was the one we did yesterday where it was like somebody was 12 and we were all trying to figure out where we were? Oh, it was, he shot somebody at a drive-thru, right?
At the Sonic, the drive-in.
Yeah, at the Sonic drive-in, this 12-year-old kid shot and killed somebody with an AK-47. And you go, what's happening? We're having we're seeing like the crumbling of the American family, and we're seeing young kids who are just very, very violent out there. And this is a story like that, and I go, my God. I remember being young. And I remember getting in a fight with my brother. One time, my brother threw a pair of vice grips at me, and it's like a wrench thing. Mm-hmm. And he was across the lawn, and we were fighting back and forth, and he just goes, boom, and he throws it, hit me right in the head, right in the ear. That's about as far as we went with anything like that. And in this case, they went way further. A family in Santa Cruz County was hit with a double tragedy after a fight between 5-year-old twin brothers ended fatally. They're 5 years old, the twin brothers. The brothers were fighting when one fatally stabbed the other.
Oh,
gosh. It happened Wednesday afternoon. According to the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office, the brothers were fighting with one another, and one of them got a small kitchen knife and stabbed his twin. First responders and hospital staff attempted to save the boy, but he died at the hospital, authorities said. And now there's nothing they can do. The 5-year-old gets away with killing his twin brother because he cannot file charges on somebody who is 5 years old. You can't send a 5-year-old to juvie. You can't send a 5-year-old to prison. The 5-year-old is legally allowed to kill somebody, and there are no punishments for this. That is a weird thing if you consider that. And a 5-year-old kid even wanting to be violent is something that's very concerning to me. At least you got a backup kid. You know, you got that going for you on account of the twins thing. But the backup kid that survived is a murderer now and will not be held accountable for it. Isn't that weird? I don't know what you should do. Like, I don't know. If you've got a criminal who's under the age of 12, I'm not saying you should put a 5-year-old in prison, right? Like, I'm not saying a 5-year-old should be in general population.
No, of course not.
In the prison. And I'm not even saying that a 5-year-old should be sent to juvie necessarily, but there's got to be something else, right? Like, the idea that we just go, oh, you found the loophole, kid. You knew it. You get away with killing your twin brother.
What I'm curious about is, like, how does that, for the surviving twin, how does that shape the rest of his growing up? How does that shape his, his coming of age and, knowing that you killed your brother? Maybe at the time you didn't know the gravity of that, but as you learn it, you realize you're guilty of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's got to be something that weighs on you.
Oh, hell yeah. There's no way that wouldn't stick with you.
Or
even if you didn't remember it.
Or you're just Dwight Schrute and you're like, I had a twin and I overcame him. I am the superior twin.
Isn't that insane? I mean, it's really, really crazy to think that this kind of stuff happens. D'Alessandro on YouTube says, a 5-year-old as a hitman. Now, I would watch that show, and he gets away with everything. At the end, they go, damn, you got us again. Nothing we can do. And MPWS says he's going to be screwed up. There's just no way, and a lot of people saying he's going to be traumatized, no way that he's not impacted by this. And his parents are going to be like, hey, here's what you did. If he doesn't remember this, if he doesn't have the memory of killing his brother with the knife, they'll remind him. Trust me. They'll bring that up to him many, many times, I'm sure, in his young life. But 5-year-old boy fatally stabs his twin in California. What is going on out there? The kids are not all right.
The parents have an automatic trump card for life. Kids like, I want seconds. You're like, well, kids who kill their brothers don't get seconds.
They'll bring that back up, yeah. Let's go over to you. Let's hear from you with the dispatch. That's how you join us. You don't have to worry about calling, sitting on hold, any of that stuff. You can actually just record this on the newsjunkie.com, and it fires right over to us immediately. Let's use technology in our favor. Here's Tony Baloney. I got to get this. Hold on. Hasn't come in all the way yet. There it is. Now we've got Tony Baloney's dispatch.
Now we got to just have a baloney.
C-Lane was going on about drones earlier, the way Sean goes on about fish tanks. So now every time C-Lane makes fun of Sean about his fish tanks, you just say something about him geeking out about drones.
All right. At risk of bringing the drones back up, we do have to make mention of something here, okay? We do have to make mention of something because the drone company that is helping out with this and making it so they delivered Chick-fil-A by drone in at least one test market, somebody texted in. What did they say about this, Elan?
First off, they said, my son worked for this company, Drone Up, for a year. The management is a mess. The new partnership will kind of be interesting. They're looking to see how this goes. And then they said they have a truck that follows the drone to maintain visual line of sight.
Lame.
Which is completely, and they agreed with me because I texted them back, completely counterintuitive to the idea of doing the drone delivery in the first place.
Yeah, when people hear that they're going to deliver by drone, they think the drone's going to fly in and drop the thing off. They don't think that there's going to be some Yahoo in the back of a pickup truck with a remote control.
I see it.
It's just lowering it down. It's not nearly as fun. Also, they want this stuff to be automated, for God's sake.
Also, and I'll try not to go into too much detail, lest I piss off the guy who texted in, never ask Ceiling about drones again, please. If the truck is providing the visual line of sight and something happens, the pilot's not supposed to be in a moving vehicle. Not in a populated area. If you're out in the sticks, that's allowed. But if you're in Tampa, in Hillsborough County, where there are plenty of buildings and people and cars and infrastructure, that's not a thing you're really allowed to do.
I feel like they're really winging it here. It sounds like this is not a completely fleshed out idea or company or anything.
I wonder if they're doing certain things to just like proof of concept this whole idea until they can get waivers for the laws or until they can just get the laws themselves changed.
Yeah, it could be. I've got a song for you, C-Lane.
Okay.
Not your average Joe. He sent a song. Let's see what he says or sings. Oh, nice.
He used to go out drinking, hanging out in bars, flirting with this women while playing his guitar.
I did that.
And he met this pretty lady, and she turned him from that sin. Now they have a baby. Life is ready to begin. His wife and him, they got that win. That little baby sitting home with them. He used to party all night. Uber was his caddy. Life's about to change now that C-Lane is daddy.
All right.
Party all night. Uber was his caddy. Life's about to change now that C-Lane is daddy.
All right.
Something like that.
Good work, man.
Nice job.
There you go. Send your dispatch. You can play a song or not. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. We got our friend Mo DeWitt joining us. Hello, Moses. How are you?
Good day.
How are things with you in your world?
They're going.
How was the whole event in Vegas, the big lawyer convention?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything new? Anything that paid off there? Or
I mean, you
same
always
thing every
learn
time?
some stuff. No, it's always a little different.
What do you learn?
I mean, just how to improve myself. Sean.
No, I don't. I think this is just like a nice little vacation, isn't it?
Not real. I mean, honestly, I barely ever leave the hotels when you go to these.
Really?
Things. Yeah, because you're there for like 2 days. You don't really have time to do anything. Isn't
it weird? Because it sounds so fun. It's like, let's go to Vegas, and then you go to Vegas, and all day long it's like speeches and.
I mean, the only thing you get to do is go out to dinner. That's about it.
Right. You get the tiny bit of enjoyment out of the whole thing.
Yeah, but you say I never leave the hotel in Vegas. That's a thing that could still cost you a lot of money.
Right.
I didn't say it didn't cost a lot of money, but still didn't leave the hotel.
Was it a mess while you were there because the race?
So we were in downtown and on Fremont Street in Old Vegas, so we kind of dodged all that stuff.
Well, it sounds like that was good for you because they're complaining like crazy about downtown Vegas right now because they've done the whole thing over and turned it into a racetrack for this F1 race. And it's just a catastrophe. And I keep seeing the stands where people are there to watch the race, and it's just completely empty. I don't know what's going on with this, but a lot of people are fans of F1 racing. I don't know much about it, but I know that they've angered the locals at the very least.
They're an angry mob.
They are. I think so, yeah. When we come back, we've got some questions for Moses DeWitt. Are you prepared for that, Mo?
Always.
All right. Celine, you got the list of questions over there?
I do.
Okay, good. And we also have to talk about something else because there's a day that's fast approaching. People forget about this. Every year you forget that this is a thing, but it is, and it's important, and you need to be prepared for Brown Friday. So don't screw up on that one, and stay with us so you know what's going on. All that and more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
What is everybody on that this is the look?
What do you mean, like the scrunchies around their legs?
Big old hair, scrunchies, mom jeans. It's like just bad.
Man, you don't know what you're talking about.
Man.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm getting all horny just thinking about it.
Okay.
You're listening to the Monsters in the Morning.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
After a big win over the Bengals, Lamar Jackson proved yet again he's a superstar quarterback. Baltimore was on a short week coming off a tough loss. Lamar was without his top running back, left tackle, top corner, and his star tight end got hurt first drive. Yet he won convincingly. No more excuses about who your, quote, star quarterback is missing. I'm Colin Cowherd.
The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is here with incredible offers on exceptional vehicles you're bound to love, like the EQB C-Class or the EQE SUV. Find an exclusive offer on a vehicle you'll adore now through January 2nd. Learn more at MBUSA.com/special offers.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Donnell Rawlings, November 17th and 18th.
Just waiting for them to come in with them lemon Lulu yoga pants.
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions: line cook, cocktail servers and waitstaff, food runners, dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, OrlandoNissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Entertaining in your backyard this holiday season is easy with help from Tools Ace Hardware. Get a brand new Big Green Egg, Traeger, Weber, or Napoleon grill and cook your favorite holiday dishes outdoors. You could also get a Pollywood outdoor dining set or Adirondack chairs for hosting your next gathering. Plus, Tools Ace has fire pits, firewood, patio heaters, and propane to keep everyone warm if the temperature drops. Get it all assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture. Visit one of their 13 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream. Get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, including advanced Wi-Fi, and one unlimited mobile line free for 12 months. And when you add Spectrum TV, get a Zumo Stream Box free for 12 months. Spectrum One Stream. It's streaming simplified. Visit Spectrum.com for details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Original MTV VJ Martha Quinn here. Pearl's Specialties olives are bursting with flavor and add the perfect Mediterranean twist to everyday meals and snacks. Rock your recipes with Pearl's Specialties olives. For quality you can trust, look for the sunny yellow jar at your local Walmart.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Now that we've all quit Facebook and started talking to each other again, what's that? Nobody's quit Facebook? Facebook.com/Real Radio Orlando. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out.
And we'll get into jury duty in just a moment here. Mo, Forrest was telling me about this case that you've been talking about a little bit, I guess, and I got kind of excited about it. I know this is a bad thing because I think somebody died, but it was one of the very rare cases where somebody hired a hitman, and it was an actual hitman.
It was an actual hitman.
Like, it wasn't like the website that they have set up out there where it's meant to like a trap for people who are going to try to get a hitman, and they just send them information over to the police.
It's definitely a real hitman and not cops.com.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, all the other ones I've ever heard have been fake, or like somebody thought they were buying one on the dark web.
Right.
And then they realized, oh, there's just somebody stealing my money. You're right. This woman hired like a real hitman. Right, and the case was kind of old. What are the basics of this?
Yeah,
for
so
everybody?
it was a Florida State College law professor. The murder happened about, I think it was 8 or 10 years ago now, and basically he was going through a divorce with his wife at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The wife's brother hired a hitman to kill the husband. So the two hitmen are both in jail now. He knew the hitman through his girlfriend who had kids with one of the hitmen. So that was the connection between the brother and the sister who was married to the guy who got killed. And then, so the brother just went on trial. He was just convicted, found guilty on all counts, I think, last week. And then there was a jail call between the brother and the mother, his mom.
Yeah.
Who is always they've kind of suspected she might have been involved as well, but no charges were brought at that time. And on this jail call, she basically says, I'm either going to commit suicide or I'm going to flee to a non-extradition country.
Oh, my God.
2 days later, she is caught in the Miami airport with a one-way ticket to Vietnam and is arrested and has now also been indicted on the murder charges.
Jesus, why do people fail to recognize the simple and obvious fact that if you have a conversation with somebody in jail, it's recorded every time?
That is mind-boggling to me. I mean, yeah, they are always recorded, and they're listening for stuff like this. I mean, they have her intelligence that scans the calls. They're looking for it. So yeah, she should have known better at this point, given how long this has gone on. And her son had been in jail for the last couple of years at this point because he was awaiting trial, had no bond.
Now, what did they do? Did they catch that phone call and then say, hey, be on the lookout for this woman if she's flying out of any airports?
They must have, because then she was basically immediately indicted after that.
Yeah.
So they must have had some sort of alert system when she booked those one-way tickets to Vietnam.
Wow.
Her and her husband were going, and they were picked up at the airport.
That is wild, man. That's a crazy story. We have some other questions for you, too, Mo. And, Celine, what do we have on the list for Moses DeWitt?
Well, today we had this question about this HOA. It was somebody wrote into the Palm Beach Post about this. And they said, how do these condominiums and co-ops get away with prohibiting service or therapy animals from relieving themselves on the common grounds of their communities? Basically, this person that wrote in said that their brother is disabled and has an assistance animal, but the condo or the HOA told them they have to carry the pet 100 yards out of the community to let it relieve itself.
So, I mean, typically you have to make accommodations for the service animal, not the opposite. And interfering with a service animal could be arguably a violation of the ADA. So they may think that they have some, great way to get around the Americans with Disabilities Act by saying you have to get off the property with a service animal. But typically, if that was to be challenged, I think it would probably go the other way.
Would they face any kind of repercussions as a person, or would they go, no, this was the HOA doing this. This wasn't me personally doing this to this guy?
Well, it depends how it's being done. But typically, if it's someone speaking on behalf of the HOA, on behalf of the board, they would be going after the HOA itself.
Yeah, good. I want them to.
Good old HOA.
I know. I said it to Celine earlier. I was like, there's never, ever been one story on this show where it's like, HOA does a good thing. Donates turkeys to poor people or
you
whatever.
don't see many HOAs do that.
No.
Attorneys do that all the time. People still hate attorneys.
Very true. I don't understand this. We need to remedy that problem. What else do we got, C-Lane?
Let's see. The expert in this case, Moses, was writing about the Fair Housing Act, saying that trying to sometimes these HOAs get away with it because it takes so much time and money and expertise to fight people based on the Fair Housing Act that a lot of times they end up just kind of
hate that. Oh,
yeah, but I mean, a lot of these cases that you see, whether they're the ADA or the Fair Housing Act, a lot of times when those lawsuits are brought and you ultimately hear about them in the news when they're resolved or they go to court, a lot of times those are backed by nonprofit organizations. So even though it's in the name of an individual, they're being funded by some sort of nonprofit that either has their own legal defense team that is behind them or is funding it. Because you're right, otherwise it's very expensive. It's a very long process, and for the ordinary person to argue over their service animal, they may not have $50,000 in attorney's
I know, but
fees.
that to me is one of those things that's just so wrong. When somebody comes after you because they know that you're not going to have the resources, even though they know they'll lose in court, but they know
may
you
even
won't
have
spend
to
the
pay
money.
your attorney's fees in the end, but they know that they can starve you out in the meantime.
Exactly. That to me is like, that's utilizing the legal system as a weapon. And I wish there was something that stopped people from doing that. I guess
the
what
not-for-profits is one of them.
Yeah,
the ones
right.
that kind of have their own teams and stuff out there.
These pro bono organizations are I guess, these outlets are very good. Yeah. It helps out a lot, I think, when you let them stand up for the little guy sometimes too. What else was on the list?
We talked this week about the fact that Tesla has told people who buy the new Cybertruck, the very good-looking Sean loves the Cybertruck.
You like this truck?
I mean, not really. It looks like a toy. It looks like big and large. It looks like someone took a Hot Wheels truck and enlarged it.
Can you imagine being behind the wheel of this thing, Moses, and just driving around the neighborhood? And
it drives itself.
Everybody's going to look at you, and that's what they want. That's the person who's buying this car. They want it's like the orange Lambo or something. They want everybody to look at them as they drive around the neighborhood. It's so ugly.
What color is your Lambo?
No. I just got a G80. It's just a regular G80, normal guy over here.
Hyundai Genesis.
But I'll take one. I'll even take a Cybertruck. But the problem is,
he didn't even
can't
fight me on the Hyundai thing this time.
I lost that battle a long time ago.
So Tesla's saying that
they said you can't sell it.
They're making you sign something, I think, that says you can't sell the truck for a year or two because they're so hard to get, and it's going to drive up the resale value of the truck. They're trying to stop that, so they're trying to tell people, hey, you can buy this from us, but you can't sell it. First of all, is that legal? And if that's the case, can Tesla stop me from a rental style agreement where I don't sign over the title immediately, but I'm sort of selling the truck without selling it?
Well, it depends what the contract says, right? So that it all boils down to the language of the contract that you're signing with Tesla that's prohibiting you from doing this. And I don't think this is new with Tesla, by the way, because I've seen videos before where people pre-order Teslas and they try to sell that pre-order slot when they're backlogged, and they had their pre-order slot pulled and they were banned from ever buying a Tesla again. So they've done this kind of thing before to kind of control the demand on Teslas because they control the supply, obviously.
Like if somebody sold the car within that year period, what could they do?
They could sue them for damages. There may be a liquidated damages clause in the contract saying, hey, if you sell the car, you automatically owe us $20,000.
I think they had that, and I think it was for $50,000. And so they could collect on that?
Yeah, it's a legally binding contract.
This is another thing that I don't like, just because it seems morally wrong. If I buy something, if I give you money, you give me a thing, now that's my thing. It's not like, this is my thing, but there's stipulations.
Yeah,
like
but
the right to fix stuff.
But if this was a thing and they can do that, you think it's morally wrong, but would you support the same practice being applied to concert tickets?
Yes. Yeah, I think once you purchase something, you should have the right to do whatever you want with it, even if it's selling it to other people. And because now you own it. Just if I own a concert ticket or a Tesla, how is it any different than if I go buy a loaf of bread or anything? I've handed over my money to buy a thing, and now I'd like to use it. I don't get the bread, and they go, you can't eat the side pieces first. You have to start in the middle of the bread. Like, you can't give me rules to follow after I've already purchased this thing. I don't know. I'm freaking out, Moses. This kind of stuff.
I like how the show's just become a long list of things you dislike.
I know. The list grows ever and ever more all the time. What else do we have, C-Lin?
Let's see. There's a very popular video that we watched a bit of this week that came from the Electric Daisy Carnival.
Oh,
and
I don't know if you saw this, Moses.
I have not seen this.
Yeah, this might not be in your feed, in your algorithm.
No.
So, yeah, are you showing it to them?
No, I'm not. We're not going to watch this.
I didn't say you were going to put it on the thing. You could do at least. Well, you tell them. There's a video of an alleged sex act being performed in public. Now, there's some debate over whether it was a sex act or a drugs act, but
it was a sex act.
It looked sexual in nature, and it was being performed in public at the renowned Electric Daisy Carnival that happened in Orlando over the weekend. And immediately when somebody posted it on Twitter, the feed was flooded with Twitter lawyers, which obviously passed the bar.
All these people.
They know they're passionate about the law. And I need you to debunk some things that we read on Twitter about this after the weekend and when this came out. First of all, Twitter lawyer Rave Bay 709 says recording someone without their consent is illegal, and so is the distribution of porn without consent of the people in the video. Does any of that hold up? They were in a public place with no expectation of privacy.
You hit the nail on the head. If you're in a public place with no expectation of privacy, you can be recorded.
Regardless of the fact, because Space Mama Lex says because it's a sex act without consent, this makes it a sex crime in the state of Florida.
These people
is
know
this
nothing.
A sex crime, Moses?
I mean, I doubt it. Yeah, frankly. Well, let's
if you're going to do something in public, you risk somebody filming you.
Right. It could be on a surveillance camera, and obviously the people who operate that surveillance camera aren't committing any crime.
Right.
You just happen to be on the camera.
And if anything, I would say they've recorded somebody committing a sex crime, possibly.
Right.
If they're just doing it out in the open.
Yeah, that could be evidence in any criminal prosecution they could possibly
You
face.
could argue whether it's nice or mean to post it and whether you should do it or shouldn't do it. But legally, if you want to engage in this kind of behavior in public, if somebody films you, they now own the rights to that video because they've filmed it. They have you doing this thing, and there you go.
Funny.
Don't have sex in public.
Funny you should mention owning the rights, because Damien, the last Twitter lawyer we have on here, says, well, it's only a legal issue if the person filming makes money off of this video, which doesn't seem like a thing at all. They own the rights.
Irrelevant.
They own the rights to the video. They can sell it if they want to. They're being nice and just posting it somewhere.
Man, these Twitter lawyers are bad.
I know. That's why you call Moses to wait. You got real lawyers.
Yeah, join us on the show. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. eFresh Rock says, I need to argue this. Where do I find the video? 407. No, not 407.
Call us at the station.
No, I wasn't giving out my phone number. It's 407 Dade is like the Instagram account.
Yeah, you gotta look it up on Twitter, because 407.tv was
.tv. That's what it is.
Yeah, but they took it down.
They took it down.
I think they were worried about some of these crazy Twitter lawyers and their
yeah, you got to watch out for those folks.
Crazy law things.
All right, real quick. Right. Jury Duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt. You're hearing him here with us today, as always. Injured on the go, just call Mo, 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. We're going to take a quick break. You want to hang out with us, Mo?
Yeah, I'll hang.
All right, we got some other things to get into. We also got to talk about an event you got going on this weekend.
All right.
We're going to get into that and a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hoping your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday, and if you're behind the wheel in Orlando right now, a few delays you should know about. The off-ramp is closed from eastbound lanes of I-4 towards Amelia Street. Also, a right lane is blocked westbound approaching Hiawassee Road on the 408, and there's 2 right lanes blocked on the I-4 westbound lanes approaching World Drive, and your usual delay approaching State Road 535 east and westbound on I-4 as well. Thankfully, the turnpike is clear and no issues on the Greenway. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
As the last of the major sports leagues is off and rolling, and now college basketball is set to go as well, BetOnline.net is your top spot for all pro and college action this season. With pro basketball, pro and college football, and hockey all in full swing, BetOnline is your #1 source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions. BetOnline, where the game starts.
One of the best gifts a kid can get is a new bike. And Real Radio has your chance to make that dream come true for kids in our community. Join Just Call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys, and the Monsters in the Morning as they broadcast live from Exploria Stadium for our annual bike drive. Our goal is 104 bikes of all sizes, so bring a brand new bike, and a new bike helmet wouldn't be a bad thing. Wednesday, November 29th between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. to Exploria Stadium and help us help the kids. Get your new bike today and join us Wednesday, November 29th at Exploria Stadium. Get the details at realradio.fm/bike. Thanks to Orlando City Soccer Club, the Orlando City Foundation, and justcallmo.com.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Let's talk turkey. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. With the holidays coming, I need your help. I'm stuffed with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. I need to liquidate my inventory now. So quit driving the old car you hate cold turkey and treat yourself to a nicer, newer car for just $1 down. Plus, we'll pay $5,000 over appraised value. Even if you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $8,000 more than it's worth. We have used cars from just $69 per month and new cars from just $149 per month. Is your credit fried? My dealer next door credit approval process butters up the bankers to help you get approved. You could drive a better car today for just $1 down. And we'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value. That could get you a brand new 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage for only $14,900. Or a 2024 Outlander top safety pick for only $25,900. I'm RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. And I'm your car dealer next door. Online at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price. Negative equity may affect amount financed.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Right now, during the Ram Black Friday sales event, get up to 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500 models. 10 or 15% below MSRP depending on model. 10% below MSRP eligible trucks include Ram 2500 and 3500. 15% below MSRP eligible trucks include Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie and Ram 1500 Classic. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 11:30. Ram is a registered trademark.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, if you have a need for speed, Access has you covered. Our Formula One countdown hits high gear. Our exclusive Vegas night out with Mark Wahlberg. Then, Untold Stories, Secrets Spilled. The stars just can't hold back on the backlot. Golf Cart Confessions with Donny Osmond. Donnie's out of the cart. I gotta say hi. Plus, Margot Robbie finally puts the Britney Spears rumors to rest. Is she facing off with Brad Pitt and Reese Witherspoon to tell Britney's story? Next, Access Hollywood.
Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
At Simply Safe, our 24/7 lifeguard protection helps stop crime in real time. Because during a break-in, every second counts. And these days, every dollar counts. Right now, get 50% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. It's U.S. News and World Report's best home security of 2023. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
MSNBC is going to be live here all night.
Today's news requires more facts.
U.S. officials say that Russia approved the actions taken by Russian pilots.
More analysis.
Our gun violence epidemic is something no other wealthy country has.
And more perspective.
This is not just about women and pregnant people in Texas. This is about people across this country.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. That's GRAND. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
A safe haven of sorts for all of the 95%ers.
Over there, Guitar Slinger's song was pretty good earlier.
Yeah.
Give the man a star for it if he didn't already have one. He's producing today, but you don't have to sing. You don't have to get that fancy. Just join us and tell us what's on your mind. Our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm is hanging out with us today. Moses, around your household, the DeWitt household, are there Christmas trees up right now?
No, there are not.
All right, so you're waiting like I am.
Hold on.
Waiting for the correct holiday.
Hold on. Does the DeWitt household celebrate Christmas?
We do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. What about at the office? Is there anything up at the office?
There's nothing up at the office. My general policy on Christmas decorations is that I only put them up to annoy my neighbors. So if I like my neighbors, they don't go up. If I dislike them, we get giant inflatables everywhere.
Yeah, I'm in this position right now where thankfully neither of my immediate neighbors put up anything for Christmas. So I don't have to feel like socially pressured into it. Mm-hmm. But if the whole block did it, I couldn't be the guy who didn't do it. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, God, all right, I guess I got to get out there and do this. C-Lane he waxes poetically about his 13 Christmas trees that he currently has up at his house, various sizes. Some very small.
There's only
some
2
large,
full-size Christmas trees, and then there's some smaller ones. They vary.
Decorations. It's a very festive household. You feel like you're in the Christmas mood. Yeah, there's all kinds of places for like squirrels and stuff to get comfy inside the house, and he's jumping right into the Christmas season before Thanksgiving. I like Thanksgiving. I don't want it to get pushed to the side quite as much as it does.
So your Thanksgiving decorations of Pilgrim salt and pepper shakers are out, and that's it?
Yes, they are.
Are they even out?
They are. The Pilgrims, the salt and pepper shakers are out.
I remember seeing them last night, so I don't know.
There's a lot of Courtney collects these things now. We have an annoying amount of salt and pepper shakers, and if she sees one anywhere, she will purchase it immediately. So whenever it gets close to a time, like the day after Thanksgiving, she'll put out the Christmas little Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus salt and pepper shakers. Like we're 900 years old, but that's where we are. We have questions that we build up over the week to ask Moses DeWitt because unlike the people on Twitter, he's an actual attorney and he knows how the law works and he helps people.
I got
like
my degree from MySpace.
It's still a good one. It's legit. Yeah. It counts. And if you have any questions, you can also send those in via dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. But what else do we have on the list, C-Lane?
There was one more HOA thing. Oh, we talked about it was somebody who had they were towing cars from handicap spots, and it seemed like the homeowners association was trying to like take the law into their own hands. It's like
they weren't even just towing from handicap spots. They were towing if your car was like not far enough into the driveway. If there was anything about your parking that was wrong, they were towing people right out of their own driveways.
Yeah.
And the neighborhood got upset about this. And we got into like a whole different conversation, which was if you have a neighborhood, are they in control of the policing of the like streets and the parking and all that in the neighborhood? Or did the police still have?
No, the police still have authority there.
Okay.
But they can implement rules and regulations for the neighborhood. Like you have to, bring your trash cans in before 10 a.m. or you get fined. They can say that you have to park in a certain manner. Now, what you're describing seems a bit arbitrary, as far as, if it's not, if the regulation isn't precise enough so people actually know how to follow it, then it may not be enforceable.
Well, for example, one of the women who her car got towed, she said that her tire, at the end of the driveway, there's that little dip down before it goes in the road.
Right.
And like 1 inch of her tire was in that, and the tow truck saw it, grabbed her car, and towed it out.
Well, I mean, clearly they're giving the tow truck a blank check here to pick up cars and make money off of it. So we'd have to look at the regulation to see what does it actually say you're not allowed to do when you're parking, and whether that could actually be enforceable or not.
Question, is there any way, because I'm trying to think, what's their motivation on doing this? All right,
they're crazy people.
The HOA, are they just crazy people?
Some of them.
All right, let's leave that as option one.
Yeah.
Are the HOA people just crazy people? Or is the HOA going after the people who pay for them to exist with the tow truck companies because possibly they get some sort of split revenue out of the cars being towed?
Well, I mean, obviously that would be unethical for them to do so, but if there was a kickback of any kind, then yeah, that could be a motivation. I mean, what I've found, generally in dealing with HOAs is you put these people on the HOA board and they get a little bit of power, and a lot of times they just kind of go crazy with power, or they use it to go after people in the neighborhood they don't like for some reason.
Right.
So they'll target them and say, oh, you have a little brown patch on your lawn here, you have to fix that or this, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of typically the two reasons I see. I haven't really seen the kickbacks as much, but of course, I'm sure that has happened.
Yeah, you never know. Like you say, just the tiniest bit of power, like right to somebody's hand. There they go.
So, I mean, like if the HOA were to come through and go, well, if we catch you speeding in the community, we're going to fine you. I mean, isn't that really kind of acting like the cops anyway? Shouldn't it be up to the cops?
That's what
too?
it seems like.
I mean, I think it would be hard to prove that they were speeding at that point. I think that opens up a whole other issues of enforcement. But technically, the rules and regulations of the HOA could say you have to abide by the speed limit. And if you don't, then there could be a fine or some sort of punishment pursuant to the declaration of the HOA.
Yeah, I guess the thing I don't like about this one is if you go into certain neighborhoods, they'll have like a community patrol vehicle.
Right.
And it'll look kind of like a cop car, but it's got yellow lights instead. And it looks like a vehicle of authority.
Yeah. Like that booty patrol vehicle did last week.
Just like the booty patrol vehicle. And you have somebody in there who is not an officer of the law, who is just an employee of this neighborhood. And they actually have the ability to enforce things and like even write tickets. Or when I look at that, I go, how is that not being your own police force, which you're probably not allowed to do, I would guess.
I mean, it's getting to that line, obviously. Now it's a civil fine under your HOA. And the big difference would be you can only fine people who live within the HOA. You couldn't fine visitors because you have no authority over them.
Oh. Could they tow visitors?
Only if they're violating some sort of traffic law or, signage, really. Otherwise, if they're I think it would be more difficult to tow them if they're in violation of the HOA rules. You could argue they should be on notice, but it becomes a little more unclear there.
Yeah, you got to get rid of all these things. We got to abolish the HOAs, for God's sake. A very different topic altogether. Have you ever heard of Moses DeWitt Brown Friday?
I have not.
Okay, well, today's the day.
I'm a little worried about it so far.
I think I remember what Brown Friday is.
Okay, you probably would know this.
Is it because after Thanksgiving, or is it something that happens on the Friday after Thanksgiving that it relates to how much family you invited to your house?
That's exactly right. It's like the number one day, the busiest day of the year for plumbers. And a lot of people try to make it about like, oh, it's because you're stuffing yourself and you're eating so much. What it is your toilets aren't used to having that many people that are using them. So you have multiple guests who are coming over, and these animals are probably using just hordes and hordes of toilet paper to just wrapping it around their hands and stuffing up these toilets. Brown Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is the busiest day of the year, and it's like double what they normally do for these plumbing companies. Roto-Rooter, all the rest, all the places that get involved in this. They said why this happens is because often the house is already partially clogged and you don't really notice it, but then the holiday guests arrive and the system gets overwhelmed by the extra traffic, and there you go. Next thing you know, you've got the whole house backed up and you need to get the plumbers on the line.
I also think that part of this is like, yeah, these are the type of people who can't snake a toilet.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but it's also other things too, because they said there's problems where people will take like the drippings from the food that they got, and they'll pour it down the sink.
Oh yeah, pouring the grease down.
Yeah, and like so the grease is liquid when you're pouring it down the sink,
and just solidifies it and clogs it. Yeah.
It turns into like a big thing of wax, like it hardens up there and clogs up the pipes, and so that causes a major issue. So make sure you're not screwing things up for Brown Friday. I believe in you, folks. I think you're going to be okay. Let's go over to some of your dispatches. Let's see what you got on your mind. Here is Lumpy Beaver. They have strange names, Moses. I'm sorry about that. They picked them themselves. But
we should restrict that.
We probably should. But Lumpy Beaver exists. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
C-Lane, Mo. The worst thing at all about HOAs is that you have to pay these Barney Fifes to act like this to begin with. That's crazy. And as far as visitors go, I was helping my mom move into her condo several years ago, and we were parked in an area, that said, after 6 o'clock you can't park here or whatever. And we're unloading a sofa. I come back up the hill, and the tow truck has my truck and is pulling out of the place.
Oh, that's so
less
frustrating.
than 5 minutes after I parked to help my mother move. And we went to the association about it, and they said, tough, too bad. Go give them your $125, get your truck back.
Yep.
It's just enough to drive you mad.
I hate that. Abraham Dragonfriend on Twitch says, I hate HOAs, but if your car is blocking the sidewalk or in the street, then it's your fault, not the HOA. I guess the problem is this. Like when you feel like you're paying unwittingly, you're forced to pay this HOA every single month or whatever, you pay them money to exist. And then with the money that you're paying them to exist, they do things against you. Like they could go.
Not only that, but they do things that don't make financial sense for the HOA. Like,
sure.
They'll spend $10,000 in attorney's fees going after you to collect $200.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, actually, now that we think, I think on secret shows, I had a whole diatribe about HOA somehow that we got into, but.
Yeah. And that's why when you see something like that, that's why you're right. It's got to be personal.
Yeah.
It's got to be a gripe that they're having with like one resident or
they're just complete idiots. I mean, one or two.
Who knows? Maybe they go hand in hand. Let's go over to Joe. He's talking about selling cars.
A few years ago, Ford released the Ford GT at a very limited amount, and they said that you couldn't sell it after you got it. And John Cena actually sold his at auction and got in some sort of trouble. I don't remember what, though.
Yeah, somebody else said this in chat earlier, that was an issue with other cars. Arnott disagrees on YouTube. He says it takes a special kind of person to, he's always kind of going against the grain there, I think. It takes a special kind of person to knowingly move into an HOA community, break their rules, and then complain like it's the HOA's fault. Here's my problem with that, like diagnosing things that way. I don't think, all right, could be wrong here, but I don't think most of the time when you move into a neighborhood, while you're buying the house, they're like, by the way, here's every rule from the HOA.
Well, typically as part of closing, you're supposed to get the declaration and all the documents, the rules and regulations from the HOA. But,
right. But is everybody reading all of that?
They're not. But here's why he's wrong is a lot of times those rules are not exactly clear. We've talked about this case before on the show, but I had a case one time where the HOA prohibited you from putting a basketball hoop mounted to your house, like above the garage. And so there was a grandmother who lived in this HOA, and she bought one of these basketball hoops that you kind of folds up and goes in your garage. And when the grandkids came out, she put it out in the driveway. The HOA sued her over this, spent, I think it was $40-something thousand on HOA fees, and trying to enforce this. We went to trial, and the HOA lost because the judge agreed with our interpretation, saying, no, dummies, the only thing you're not allowed to do is mount the basketball hoop to the house. You can put it in the driveway and it can be rolled up and put back in the garage.
They just try to take the rule and make it broadly apply to any basketball hoop.
Any basketball hoop. So then they had to not only pay their attorney, whatever, I think it was $40-something thousand, they had to pay for our attorney's fees too. You know what the HOA did?
What?
They filed bankruptcy.
There's too many pieces of evidence.
Or they
like
threatened
this.
to file bankruptcy. I can't remember if they actually did. But.
All right, let's see. We got one more. Here's Muffmouth with a dispatch.
What's going down, junkies?
Hey.
You guys are talking about the drones. I was at the DeLand High football game last week, and they paused play, I guess, because of a drone. But that didn't make sense to me because I've been at the games before where they fly the drone to record the plays, and like the defensive team will come off and the drone will land, and they'll go over and watch the footage that they just recorded. So I don't know. Obviously, there's ways around laws. I mean, C-Lane tells us that all the time.
I guess so. All right. Well, thank you for your dispatch. We want to hear from you as well. That happened, of course, during an NFL game this week that we were talking about, but we want to see what's on your mind. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Back in just a moment. We'll talk more with Moses. Plus, an Iceland volcano is really making some weird noises. We'll hear them. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Twitter. It's not just for dragging people. It's mostly Real Radio, just for dragging people. 104.1. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hoping your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday, and if you're behind the wheel in Orlando right now, a few delays you should know about. The off-ramp is closed from eastbound lanes of I-4 towards Amelia Street. Also, a right lane is blocked westbound approaching Hiawassee Road on the 408. And there's 2 right lanes blocked on the I-4 westbound lanes approaching World Drive, and your usual delay approaching State Road 535 east and westbound on I-4 as well. Thankfully, the turnpike is clear and no issues on the Greenway. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at GoBrightline.com.
Hey, if you're in law enforcement, maybe you're a firefighter, EMT, doctors, nurses, teachers, active duty military and veterans, and you're looking to upgrade your driving situation, look no further than our friends at Nations Trucks. They've got your back with their Hometown Heroes program. First of all, with approved credit, no payments for 90 days. And then you can also finance your next truck for up to 75 months, but you're going to get a lower 48-month interest rate. They're hooking you up and they're helping you out, and they've got a great selection of pre-owned trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, work trucks, 4x4s. All of that is at nationstrucks.com, and you can check out their inventory on the website or head out into Sanford, 1792, 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard. Tell them C. Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. JD Power now ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Visit one of our 11 Orlando Sleep Number stores or visit sleepnumber.com.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
People think Florida is salty because most of our state is surrounded by salt water, but it's the other states that are salty. Why? Because we get to enjoy McDonald's breakfast bagels year-round. You see, most parts of the country aren't as lucky as us and can't wake up to a steak, egg, and cheese bagel with a tender, juicy steak patty and savory grilled onions, or a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel with a sizzling hot pork sausage patty, or a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with thick-cut applewood smoked bacon. Enjoy savory breakfast bagels only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's.
Calling all loyal McRib fans. Guess what? It's back at McDonald's, and it's fire with that tangy barbecue sauce and seasoned boneless pork. Right now, get 25% off when you spend $5 only when you order ahead in the McDonald's app. So pick up a tasty McRib combo meal with medium fries and an ice-cold Diet Dr. Pepper. It's back for a limited time, so don't you sleep on this deal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Diet Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up Inc.
Hey, you
want to get a Big Green Egg, the best place to go by far is Wassey's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassey's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Craving tender beef ribs? How about juicy pulled pork or sliced brisket that melts in your mouth? Jimmy Bear's Barbecue is thrilled to offer catering services that span from Tampa to Cocoa and St. Augustine to West Palm. Whether you're planning a corporate event, a family gathering, wedding, or any special occasion, our catering services are designed to bring mouth-watering barbecue flavors and impeccable service straight to your location. Go to jimmybears.com and feast upon our catering menu. That's jimmybears.com.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Sex, Lies, and Spray Tans. We'll take you all the way back to Dancing with the Stars Season 1 and up through today for all the dance floor drama. Next question with Katie Couric. Katie brings the thoughtful, inquisitive, relatable style to a slew of new and intimate conversations with some of the most fascinating and innovative people in news, politics, and pop culture. The Uppity Knitter Podcast with Saida Garrett, featuring musicians that Saida is friends with discussing their interesting and unusual hobbies. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. That's GRAND. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
Panic. I thought we lost our sports gambling just as quickly as they gave it to us. He was speaking of lawyer talk, and he was saying, what did the Florida Supreme Court say about
they denied the request to suspend the sports betting. So there was, a kind of an emergency request for them to suspend it while we wait for the U.S. Supreme Court to possibly hear it. Florida Supreme Court said, no, we're not going to suspend it again.
And the people who are fighting this being legal in the state of Florida, now every state, you listen to different states, you're in Texas or if you're in New York, you got different rules and laws. But in Florida, they're fighting through with these casinos from tribal lands, and they seem to have a pretty good case, actually. And you go, well, who's fighting against them? And it's not like anti-gambling advocates or something.
Not typically.
It's usually people who are also trying to get in the business, right?
Right. They don't want the Indians, the Seminole tribe, to have a monopoly on it, essentially. They want to bring casinos here in Florida. And so that's why they're kind of fighting this to try to get it opened up to beyond just the tribes.
Well, I know that some of the stuff they've been working on, because we got an email not so long ago, and I don't think I'm really talking out of turn by saying this, but
do it anyways. Talk out of turn. Let's go for it.
There was a company that was like gauging our interest in endorsements that we talked about on the show when it first started, and I use it every time I go to New York because it's fun to do. The Jackpocket app, which allows you to buy lottery tickets on an app, and they buy them for you. They send you the file that it's like a PDF that has your numbers, everything. And they were like, it's coming to Florida, or they at least think that their legislation will be in line somewhere that says, hey, we can buy our lottery tickets with apps now.
Wait, so they physically have somebody go and purchase an actual lottery ticket?
No, it's purchased electronically.
Oh, okay. So they're working directly with the lottery in the states in which they operate. Then
Yes, which is a handful of them. I know New York does it because I've used it there, but I don't know which other ones actually are on board.
We're in this really weird gray area where it's like some gambling is okay, other gambling's not okay. I just talked to somebody. Was it you that just went to the Hard Rock not that long ago?
Yeah, I was over at the Hard Rock.
And you
way to blow up my spot, Sean.
You were telling me it was work stuff.
What work am I doing at the Hard Rock?
There's a lot of attorneys that go to the Hard Rock. And you were saying, like, I said, what do they have over there? And now, because at first, the casinos in Florida didn't have all this stuff. They had
it's very limited.
They had only certain games. And then slowly but surely over time, it seems like it's like a full-fledged casino now.
Yeah, and I think starting December, they're going to have craps and roulette as well.
Wow.
And sports betting.
Man, it's a great time to be alive.
The first time I went
here.
to the Hard Rock, you could go when you were 18, because and I think it's 21 now, but I don't know because it doesn't matter to me. You could go when you were 18, but the games that you were allowed to play, you could not be playing the house. That was the Florida law at the time. You
had to be
allowed-
like poker?
Uh-huh. And the slots were against each other.
Oh, really? They did it so... Okay. They'll find any way to get around these laws, right?
Well, it's been this thing where it's a compact with the state of Florida because the balancing act has always been where the Indians can really do whatever they want. The Seminole tribe can do whatever they want. But if they do that, the state of Florida could just say, we're going to legalize gambling everywhere.
Right.
So that's what they're afraid of. They want the monopoly. So they've always kind of worked with the state of Florida. It's been this sort of back and forth over the years.
My God. If they have a monopoly in a whole state, a big state, the gambling, they're just going to be swimming in money.
I think they're already swimming in money. They just bought the Mirage in Las Vegas.
Did they really?
Yeah, the Seminole tribe bought it.
Our friend Alex Jones is having a rough week. He's not doing very well. We went to him yesterday, Moses, and you might not have heard this, but he was about to quit right in the middle of his show.
No.
Tough times. And he lost a big court case. I think it was like $1 billion or something to the Sandy Hook families for being a total scumbag. And now I think maybe, possibly, this has pushed Alex Jones to start drinking at work a little bit. All right. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to offer you up Exhibit A, and we'll see how he's behaving. And you see if you think maybe he's a little hammered at work, too. Here you go.
Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths. Forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la.
Okay, he's having a normal one over there, just hanging out, just doing a little bit of drinking at work. I think he's done it before because they caught him on camera one time.
This while his mic is hot, like this is on the air. This is not during a break.
It's whatever the air is for him. Like I don't know where this show is being pumped out to.
Just talking to himself at this point.
It might be. He's just streaming to the folks on his website or something. But and I think he might do. I will say this. I have never heard of Alex Jones' show being on any mainstream actual radio station outside of one in like Austin or somewhere around where he was, and like maybe another market or two. The other ones are like these weirdo markets or weirdo stations. And even more so, it's like shortwave radio that he's doing, like old school shortwave broadcasting, where you have to have a very specific type of radio to even pick up the frequency. That's what he's up to. All right, I want to hear from, not you yet. We will hear from you, but first I want to hear from a volcano in Iceland, rather.
Iceberg!
You know what I mean here. And this is about to blow at any moment. I'm not sure if you guys have seen any of the coverage of this, but this volcano, they had the lava flow going under the ground in Iceland. It was giving them earthquakes like crazy. And now they say it's just a matter of time until this thing just launches off. And they said there's some new technology. Iceland is bracing for a massive volcanic eruption that could wipe out an entire town.
How big's the town?
Probably a small one. Right. And I can't say it. They've got too many letters that don't go together, squished together here. It could wipe out a town, release toxic fumes, and trigger widespread disruption. The country has ordered evacuations and declared a state of emergency as seismic activity ramps up around Fagradalsfjall volcano, which is expected to blow in the coming days.
Sean, I looked up for you how to say this.
Oh, did you?
The other day. And I don't remember what it is.
Oh, come on, man. I need the help.
Iceland. Well, remember, one of them sounded like we really couldn't say it.
Fagradalsfjall. That's my guess. Fagradalsfjall. It's an Iceland word. Yeah. It's very, very tough.
Just stop while you're ahead.
Now members of the public
Is he
can
ahead,
listen.
though,
No, he's not.
I'm never
just trying
ahead.
to help him up.
I'm never ahead over here. Members of the public can listen to what this unnerving rumbling actually sounds like, thanks to an app that transforms seismic frequencies into audible pitches. So this is what the volcano sounds like right now. And hang on. All right, I got to move down. This website is just about the most annoying one I've ever been on in my life. But here we are regardless. Okay. Hang on. I can't play it right now. I would love to show you what the volcano sounded like. But the Daily Mail is one of the worst websites to navigate ever. I've got 18 pop-ups, and the video won't play now. So excuse me, but we'll go to a dispatch instead.
What kind of show are you running here?
I'm trying my best, Moses. It's the internet that's against me mostly. We'll put this on while I get that fixed. Here's Disco Ain't Dead saying HOAs are a good thing. Okay.
Hey, News Junkie, Sean C. Lane. Hi there, Mo. How you doing, man? Hey, I've got to defend HOAs a little bit here as a longtime HOA board member, and I'm also a licensed association manager, a CAM. The property values in an HOA community, for the most part, are going to be higher, and they hold their value higher and longer than somewhere where you have cars parked all over the place, trash cans all over the place, cars on blocks. So also,
I like how HOA people describe a non-HOA neighborhood. Mind you, I live in a non-HOA neighborhood.
Right, as do I.
And when I look around, it's not like a hellscape. Now, we do have a couple spooky houses down the street, but don't worry. Capitalism will lead to those getting knocked over in very short time. And I'm excited about that. But we don't have cars on blocks and like raccoons with flamethrowers and the abject chaos that he thinks happens in a neighborhood absent an HOA. Right. And I'm sure your neighborhood is not like that either, Moses.
No, it's not at all. Most neighborhoods aren't like that,
right.
Especially ones where the property values increase.
Sure, they take care of themselves.
While I agree that some boards get power hungry and go off the rails, for the most part, they are acting within the guidelines of the community. And quite frankly, if you don't want those rules, don't buy a home in there. Also, most documents say that guests
there he is.
Are the same as or have to fall under the same guidelines, rules, and regulations as owners.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the guests can be told.
Go ahead.
The problem is notice, though. You have to give, there's a due process in America. HOAs aren't above that, so you have to give people proper notice. So that's the issue with guests.
Well, he's giving it to us from the other perspective.
See you in court, sir.
And you know what? He's right. I'm sure overwhelmingly there are a lot of HOAs that are just chill and not very expensive and no problems, but there are also a lot of very invasive HOAs, and that's why everybody gets upset about this stuff.
Well, we hear about the bad ones. That's the problem.
Right. There's never going to be a news story about an HOA where everything's going fantastic and swimmingly. It's just not the way things work.
Then it would just be about my HOA where nothing ever happens.
Right. So there's a good example right there. Yeah. You have an HOA in your neighborhood, but it's not like it's the worst thing in the world and everybody hates it.
And it's cheap.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like the one in, what was it, Baldwin Park, where they just...
Yeah, the prices went through the roof.
Raised the rates like 300% or 100% or whatever. Yeah. All right, I finally have the audio of the iceberg for you.
Oh, do you want to hear how to say this?
Yeah, the volcano.
All right, the volcano is, this is a guy that knows...
Hold on, let me try it one more time before you play it, and then I'll see how close I got. Okay. Fagradalsfjall.
All right.
I think I nailed it.
Here's what I got. This
I feel good about that.
Fagradalsfjall.
Nope. There was a Viach in the end. I didn't even get near a Viach.
Do we need to dump that?
Here's the volcano noise. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we can hear it.
I'm a volcano.
That got me for a half a second. For a split second, I was like, oh, there's a human's voice in there. This is it?
I'm going to erupt.
Volcanoes are boring. What was I thinking? Okay, there you go. Now you can tell your friends you heard of Volcano today, all right? Congratulations, everybody.
They're going to be so impressed.
They are. They're going to go nuts for you. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Later today, your chance to win tickets to see the Eagles with special guest Steely Dan, March 4th, 2024 at Amway Center. Tickets on sale now and up for grabs this afternoon. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We have been waking up to passing showers this morning, but the good news is rain coverage decreasing by this afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies expected with highs in the 70s. We have a beautiful and dry weekend ahead, and looking ahead to your Thanksgiving forecast, a front moves through Tuesday into Wednesday, but as of right now, skies do remain dry for your Thanksgiving holiday. Always remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Right now, all your crafted to crave favorites are only $3 for a 16-ounce and $4 for a 24-ounce. Gotta have a Wawa.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Mills Air. They are ready to help you out. Your AC has been through a long, hard summer, and now is the perfect time for a preventative maintenance checkup. You just get it on the calendar, maybe once every 6 months or so. The folks from Mills Air, they come out. They're very nice. They'll look at your air conditioning, no matter what brand, no matter what type of AC it is, and they'll make sure it's looking good, make sure everything's working the way that it should, and they'll explain it to you in a way that makes sense. With preventative maintenance, they'll clean out all the lines, they'll change the filters. You don't have to worry about any of that, and they'll get ahead of any potential problems with your air conditioner. You don't want those surprises. You can always trust the folks at Mills Air. They are fantastic. Their techs are the best of the best, and they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. That means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward one of those brand new Carrier units. Those are state of the art. They'll save you big time on your power bill. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Their phone number is 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood. If you have a need for speed, Access has you covered. Our Formula One countdown hits high gear. Our exclusive Vegas night out with Mark Wahlberg. Then, Untold Stories, Secrets Spilled. The stars just can't hold back on the backlot. Golf Cart Confessions with Donny Osmond.
Donny's out of the cart. I gotta say hi.
Plus, Margot Robbie finally puts the Britney Spears rumors to rest. Is she facing off with Brad Pitt and Reese Witherspoon to tell Britney's story? Next, Access Hollywood.
Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
Whoa, what happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Cool's right here, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Cool today.
For 60 years, our team of air conditioning experts has been here to help you with all your AC needs. Right now, get up to a $2,000 tax credit with the purchase of qualifying new equipment.
Cool's right here, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Cool today.
It's No Pay November at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Black Friday savings all month on every new and used car. And pay no money down, no interest financing, and no payments for 6 months. How can you say no? Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Experience the hot new restaurant, Cavas Tacos and Tequila, featuring a 3-foot taco board, fresh guacamole, and more than 150 tequilas. The perfect spot to gather with friends and family for a holiday cocktail class, Christmas Eve dinner, or a New Year's Eve party. With indoor and outdoor bars, patios, private dining, Mexican folklorico dancers, and fire shows. Cavas Tacos and Tequila on iDrive. Find Cavas Tacos on Instagram or visit cavastacos.com. That's Kavas tacos.com.
I would take stressful situations for 500. This is one of the most stressful things you do. That is selling a quality pre-owned vehicle. That is correct. Autobuy pays the max for quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, even boats and motorcycles. Go to WePayTheMax.com.
Whoa, what happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening.
That didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday and a week. Whole damn week done and over with. Yeah. And we made it through all 5 days, C-Lane. Sabrina made it through 4. You know, she did her best. She was hobbling to the finish line, but then couldn't make it today.
It's okay, we did it. And then next week we'll do it even harder.
Yeah.
For a couple days.
And next week's going to be...
Then we'll just give a lot of thanks.
Next week's a dream. Next week is what our actual work week should be, since we do such heavy lifting over here. You know, we should really get down to that 2-day work week is really the sweet spot. All right, before we get into wrapping everything up here, Mo, I know you're involved in a great event here locally where we're based out of in Orlando. And this is going to be a fun event, and I got my fingers crossed, number one, but I looked at the forecast, and it looks like it's actually going to be decent tomorrow.
It's supposed to be, so and open for that.
That is great, because it's been terrible for like 4 days in a row. Absolutely nasty weather, raining all the time, even raining when you got here today. But tomorrow it looks like it's going to be clear for this event. So what's going on? What are you a part of tomorrow?
It's Tom and Dan's Bad at Business Beer Fest in downtown Sanford. And great event to raise money for the Yellow Brick Road Foundation. And it should be a great time. It's right in downtown Sanford. They have a bunch of beers from a bunch of breweries and all sorts of fun stuff. There's usually a band and all that kind of stuff. So it should be a good time.
Yeah.
And couch races on Sunday.
Yeah, the couch racing event is a fun one. I know Tom and Dad have been doing that event for quite some time, and it's real fun. Get out there, and there's music. There's all kinds of things going on.
I saw Moses there last year.
Yeah.
That's right. And I remember vividly that they had that giant beer that was just putting foam everywhere.
Generally inflatable beer.
That inflatable beer, yes. And there was no thing that could occupy your child's time better than that, than the amount of foam that he could just run through.
We lost him in that foam for a while, and then he proceeded to take his shoes off and chuck it into the foam. So I had to, and this was like a 4 or 5 foot pile of foam. So then, in full clothes, I had to dig through the foam to find his shoe.
He's having fun. Yeah, he's enjoying himself out there. All right, let's see what we got here with some final dispatches. Here's Big Bad Beard talking about the HOA guy.
Oh, boy.
I love how the HOA board member is the one that wants to come and defend HOAs. And, we don't have trash cans out by the road. And, we don't have cars on blocks.
He's allowed to have an opinion.
You're not living in Pine Hills, homie. I mean, get out of here, Karen.
It's okay for him to disagree, all right? He's never going to send a dispatch again. Disco ain't dead. I appreciated your dispatch, okay? I enjoyed it. Here's Frosty with a dispatch about Hank Hill for some reason.
I'll tell you what. Instead of playing the lottery and trying to win $1 million that way, you can always use propane and propane accessories to cook your steaks, and it'll taste like $1 million.
Moderately good. Decent 6 out of 10 Hank Hill.
Except that the point of that dispatch was I have a Hank Hill impression.
Yeah.
We weren't. Were we talking about?
No, not necessarily.
Aside from the jack pocket.
Well, we talked about that, which I actually like that. I wish they would fast track that so we could have access to it. And I say this only because
I know that you're too lazy to leave the house.
I don't want to go to the 7-Eleven, which is literally right around the corner. It's 2 blocks away. It wouldn't take me.
And you claim not to be a hermit, correct?
I can walk there in 5 seconds. No, I get out a lot now these days. This weekend, I'll be
Went
doing
to the
all
edge of the
kinds
front
of
yard,
stuff.
huh?
No, I'll go further than that. I promise you.
Now,
we're going out about this weekend.
That app, depending on what your state allows, I know New York doesn't let you do it, but certain states, that app actually facilitates like your office lottery pool.
Oh,
so
does
like
it
if
really?
you wanted to do something where like this seems like a Bradshaw thing to do, to like collect money, from everybody, and then you do the big lottery pool.
And then if the lottery ticket wins, everybody splits it even ways or whatever?
Yeah, the app actually like does it for you if your state like supports that or allows that function of the app.
I like that. That's smart. I don't want to wait in any long lines. The lottery people are the worst people in lines anyways. Okay.
What do you got against lottery people?
You know how it is. When they got the pencil out and they're filling in the bubbles at the checkout. Oh.
No, the lottery people who are asking which number all of the scratch-offs are on because they believe that if it's in the middle, it's no good, but if it's in the end, or I don't even remember what the superstition is.
Yeah, it's something else. Okay, stories that didn't make the cut brought to you by our friends over at Nations Trucks. We love them. We appreciate them. You want to get the truck of your dreams? They got every truck you could think of on the lot over there, and you can surf that website. Do people still say surf the websites or surf the internet?
Sure.
You can do that over at nationstrucks.com. Work trucks, lifted trucks. Go check them out, nationstrucks.com. All the stories made the cut. I'm just going to dump them.
I had a feeling all
here.
the stories made the cut. It
We're
just
running
seemed like
behind.
one of those days.
Here we go. Let's get the hell out of
Great
here.
stories.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, November 17th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Moses, you got this. I know you do.
All right, I'm ready.
Here we go. Today I Learned this lady right here.
Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
That is correct. Alanis Morissette. I got to play rap for him. It's the only
thing that clicks.
He's not going to get these ones.
I'm giving him time.
You did give a lot of time on that.
Gave him a big window there and still nothing. Alanis Morissette writes for an advice column called Ask Alanis Morissette. That's a great name for that. It makes sense, adds up. She's doing pretty well, aside from the advice column. 33 million copies just of Jagged Little Pill. And I think she has a Broadway play that's making the rounds right now. Today, learned the tallest fountain in the world is, of course, located in Saudi Arabia, because why not put it right in the middle of a desert? And this was built in 1985. It shoots jets to a height of 260 meters or 853 feet tall. And that is an 85-story building high of the water at this fountain. And finally, today, learned this guy right here.
Elton John.
Elton John is right. Moses just couldn't make it in there before the finish line. Today, learned Elton John stiffed the Pinball Hall of Fame after he filmed a video there in 2004. The owner, Tim Arnold, didn't receive the promised $500 in concert tickets, and he maintains an open challenge to wrestle Sir Elton John. He wants to fight him to get the money he's owed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're back on Monday. And if you missed any of the show, you can get it over at the new...